home for high school football in 2023 is right here at Beaver County Radio.
10-5 touchdown! You better believe it!
Coverage of 2023 high school football is being brought to you by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, A.K. Nahas Furniture Gallery, Tri-County McDonald's, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Now let's head to the A.K. Nahas Furniture Gallery broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
You're listening to Beaver County Radio. Blackhawk at Beaver Falls, a game 50 years in the making. We're at Reeves Field at Geneva. It started in 1973 when Blackhawk opened. 50 years, they've only played each other about half the time. Blackhawk leading the series 19-7. There was a stretch of 11 years between 06 and 17 where they didn't even play at all. But they've played each other 4 out of the last 5 years and have played in Week 0 games in each of the last 2. The goal for both teams, making it 2 and winning the WPIAL title game. Blackhawk won 4 titles in 7 years, but you have to go all the way back to the mid-90s under legendary coach Joe Hamilton for the last time they won. The Tigers, on the other hand, have won 5 titles, the most recent one being in 2020 under current coach Nick Nardone, who's also led them to WPIAL championship games each of the last 2 seasons. It's been 23 years for Pat Feely, who's been an assistant with Hamilton, and Zach Hayward. Now he takes over after Hayward resigned as coach and athletic director to become the new AD at Chartiers Valley just weeks before the start of the season. Their high schools just 6 miles apart. With me, the coach, Bruce Fry. This is the battle for the zip code, 15010, Coach.
Well, no question about it. And these people take it seriously. You mentioned that stretch from 2006 to 2017. That's unfortunate, but those things can happen when you get in different classifications. And let the record be set that Beaver Falls is in 2A right now. Blackhawk is in 4A, so they're not going to meet in the regular season. So it's up to this ingenious Week 0 concept that started a few years ago.
And it sounds like a perfect idea, too. Why not have these two teams play as often as you can get them together? And they seem to be doing that over the past few years.
Yeah, they certainly have. It's a great rivalry. And obviously, let's not kid ourselves. It's great at the gate also because you mentioned the one zip code. That means it's easy travel for fans of both sides.
When it comes to the coaching staff, Feely, this man has been an assistant for a long time. He's been able to coach on all-star teams, finally getting the opportunity, not under the best of circumstances, though.
No, it's certainly very unusual to have a coach depart one day into fall training camp. I don't know that I've seen anything like that in my career, but it's something that happened, and he's going to take over. But I'm fairly sure he was a coach just this past June at the Penn, Ohio game in Salem, Ohio.
And Nick Nardone, he's going to be able to look at a possibility of going to the WPIAL championship 4 years in a row. There aren't many coaches that have done that.
Well, there's a long road ahead. There's difficult play in the MAC. There's good teams out there in the playoffs, but that is certainly their goal. But the bottom line is it's going to be very difficult. It's not insurmountable, but when you're trying to replace a 4-year starter in Jaden Brickner at quarterback, right, no matter who you are, that's a tough task.
We are broadcasting from the A.K. Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. It's the Beaver County Career and Technical Center pregame show. Don't forget, coming up after the game, Falcone's Moon Township Ford wrap-up show with the coach, Bruce Fry. Stay right there. A lot to come up. My interviews with Coach Feely and Coach Nardone coming up on Beaver County Radio.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
In sports broadcasts, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set your high school student for life. This is Laura Delvecchio, the Assistant Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, with more great news. There is still availability for this school year in some of our top-earning career training programs like masonry, machine tool technology, collision repair, and greenhouse and landscaping. But you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry! Classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
With us, Coach Pat Feely. He's a history teacher. He's also now, after being a 23-year assistant, the head coach of the Blackhawk Cougars. Coach Feely, you were recently quoted as saying that you were getting inspiration from Harry Truman in this situation. Explain how.
First off, I hope people remember Harry Truman, but he was put in an impossible situation after FDR died in 1945. But when I teach history, I don't teach the kids, memorize this date, memorize this event. I don't want to be taught that way. I'm more of a, hey, what can you pull from this event? What can you do that will apply to your life down the road? And when I talk to the kids about, hey, someday you're going to be put in an impossible situation where the odds are against you. Things aren't supposed to work out. You aren't prepared, and it's going to happen to you someday down the road. And I didn't realize I was talking to the kids that actually I was talking to myself. That's going to happen to me down the road. Like, being put in this impossible situation with everything going on, and his leadership style and how he was going to make mistakes. He knew that, but he said, hey, this is what's going to happen. And the great thing about it is, we're still living in the world today affected by Harry Truman's decisions, NATO and Marshall Plan. And, so it's a great lesson to take. And that's how history should be taught.
And you're taking over a team that has won 4 games last season, the previous 2 seasons, a total combined 4 wins. How do these life lessons then translate later in life for these young players? Because my understanding is, in talking to so many different coaches, is that it's not only about winning the games, it's about creating young men.
That's one of the benefits. I'm at the age right now, and I tell the younger coaches, this is what you're going to get if you stick with coaching. I've been doing this for 20-some years, that I now get kids to come up and say, they're young men, and say, hey, because of what you did with football, I didn't quit college. Because of what you taught me, in football, I stuck with a job and I ended up getting a promotion. I didn't quit this relationship. I was a better father. So those are the things. And I always tell the kids, at the end of the season, wins and losses, wins are important, but the true success of a team, we're going to see 10 years down the road, and how good of a dad you are, how good of a father you are, how good of a husband you are, how hard you work in any job you have. That's going to be a true sign of success.
23 years as an assistant. How many of those years did you want to be a head coach?
I think I went for the job after Coach Hamilton retired, and I didn't get it. And I found doing other things was beneficial to the program. I didn't need to be the head coach to help out the program. So that was always my mindset. Even when Zach Hayward went for the job, I said, no, I have zero interest in becoming a head coach. Zach, that's all you. So sometimes he joked with me. He was like, now I understood why you didn't want to become a head coach. And, because it's a great job. It's rewarding, but it's a crazy job. And you got to have some skills, or, you're going to sink or swim.
It's being reported that you are viewing this as an interim role. Do you want to be the permanent head coach at Blackhawk?
I'm going to do what's best for Blackhawk. If there's someone else out there that can make this program better other than me, I have no problem stepping aside and working for that person. So there's so many roads that are going to open up, so many directions, so many paths. So I'm just worried about Beaver Falls tonight. I'll worry about that once the season is done. I have no problem if the school district goes, we're going to open this up. I'm not going to be offended. I'm not going to be bitter about that. I understand. I'm worried about Friday night more than down the road.
Parkway Conference, maybe one of the most difficult conferences in Whitfield football, considering Aliquippa and Central Valley. But at the same time, you will also see some inspiration, some things that you can glean from the coaches at both of those programs.
Yeah, those two, Mark Lyons and Coach Warfield, they get the best out of their players. That's one thing you notice. You see the organization, but somehow they get the best out of their players, and you want to keen on that. What are they doing, and what am I not doing that they're doing? So you're always in that quest. And I remember Bob Palco, he wanted to emulate Joe Hamilton from the 90s, and then all of a sudden everyone wants to emulate Bob Palco now. So it's that cycle. So I am now trying to, in that phase of, who am I going to emulate? Who am I going to, study and try to replicate those, the coaching styles, the coaching techniques to provide a successful program.
Now let's talk about the program that you have and the players that you have on your roster, and you're being led by quarterback Stephen Nally Jr. He is ranked by the Beaver County Times as the number 28 player in Beaver County. What do you think about him as being the leader of your team?
First off, he's a great kid. I've really enjoyed coaching him, interacting with him. He's always respectful, comes from a great family. So he started last year, had to go through some lumps. That first year you start as a quarterback, and even as a sophomore, it's always tough. So hopefully he's going to learn. He's done a great job studying off-season film. Every Sunday we would have a Zoom session with him and our quarterback coach, now offense coordinator Chandler Kincaid, and we'd learn from the mistakes and say, we got to fix that. And he's done a great job of fixing a lot of his mistakes. And you know what? Whoever's here next year, hopefully we do the same thing with him again, review the mistakes and fixing them.
Key players when it comes to skill positions, Maurice Watson-Trent and Dante Campagna.
Their leadership has been great, and their skill set is great. Dante, he can be anywhere. He can get a reverse, he can get a catch, he can be wildcat, he can be anything. Side note, he's grandson of Carl Flory. He's the legendary Riverside coach. I'm going to give a shout out to Carl. Dante comes from some great football lineage. Maurice Watson-Trent, his older brother, plays at Georgia Southern, Marquez, who I coached, and he's going to be tough to tackle this year. So I think he's worked hard, and his skill set's going to be great too as well.
One of the things that I've learned in my years of covering football from the sideline is it's all about what's happening in the trenches, and you have some pretty big guys that are looking as though they're able to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
They're big, but they're young. We have Maddox Javins. He's a sophomore. He started as a freshman. He's thinking about football 24 hours a day. He's invested in football. We got E.J. Barone. He's a sophomore. he's about 6'4", 280. He's got unlimited potential. Ryan Buckles has really evolved as a great lineman. He's a junior. Austin Simons, he didn't play football last year. He played hockey, and he came back out. He's been a lineman for a few weeks, but he's picking it up well. And then Nate Reed is another person that, which I really appreciate these players. Some of these guys were fullbacks and wide receivers, and they decided we'll work the line. We'll become linemen if it helps the team out.
And then there are players like Thomas Price where you just want him on the field for every play. His athleticism off the charts.
He disrupted so many of our offensive sessions this year. We'd line him up, we'd double team him, triple team him, and he was just basically tossing anyone aside. So I cannot wait how he's going to be this season.
We're looking forward to a great season for you this year. Congratulations on the position. No doubt that you are going to do well at Blackhawk, and all the best to you in tonight's game against Beaver Falls.
Thanks, and I appreciate everything you guys do for high school football. This is a great time in kids' lives, and you're in part helping create these great memories for these kids that they're going to remember. So I appreciate what you guys do.
The Beaver County Career and Technical Center pregame show continues here. Along with Coach Bruce Fry. Coach, your reaction to Coach Feely and his comments?
Oh no! Again, he's put in his time. He's no stranger to football, Beaver County football in general, Blackhawk in particular. The one update is the one young man you mentioned, the senior wide receiver Dante Campagna. I'm not looking for him to play tonight since I've seen him down here wearing his number 2 game jersey and shorts. To me, that indicates he's not going to play tonight.
In fact, our third member of the broadcast crew, Mike Azadian, letting me know a little earlier today that, yes, Dante Campagna out for the game, hoping to come back in the next week or two.
Yes.
Had a separated shoulder earlier in the offseason. Hopefully he's able to get himself back in physical shape again to be able to come and play back with Blackhawk. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a little pause here, and Nick Nardone, the 3-time WPIAL championship game coach, the champion from 2020. He is looking to be able to go there for a 4th time. We'll talk to him coming up next on Beaver County Radio Football.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team where everyone plays and, more importantly, everyone wins. This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union. If you need a loan, it's game time. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden, Arapahoe. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or click friendlyfcu.org. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
McGee Heating and Air Conditioning in Aliquippa has been in business for nearly 60 years. Now that's experience you can count on. When you call McGee Heating and Air Conditioning at 724-375-7112, they'll answer your call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sue Curlin and her winning team service most brands, and McGee Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and operated. As always, they wish their best to our local teams. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, Main Street, Aliquippa.
A Beaver County high school football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number 1 in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental in Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
Get the appreciation you deserve and the easy terms that make it possible. Don't let your team down, no matter what league you play in, because right now, Freedom United Federal Credit Union is accepting applications for funding, whatever you have in mind, from a home remodeling project to a trip to the big away game, even a new field for the team.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
The local McDonald's restaurants are proud to be partners with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring Beaver County high school football games all season long. Stop in to any of the local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burritos, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Text McHire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it.
No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
Coach, you are now one of a few Beaver Falls coaches that have led their teams to Whitfield championships. The last 2 years coming up a bit short. You mentioned that we just need to get over that hump. What do you see as that hump?
Over the last 2 years, where we've come up a little bit short, I just kind of feel like we, for whatever reason, seem to play our best game in the semifinals. 2 years ago, we played Steel Valley, who was the 1 seed, and we were just lights out that night, defensively, offensively. We played just a great overall game. And last year against Stowe Rocks in the semis, that was a really good team with a lot of speed. And we played our best game. Part of it is, it's kind of one of those things where you face a really good in the semifinals and you throw your best, you throw the playbook at them to make sure you do what you got to do to make that championship. And then turn around and we actually get to the championship. And I think we played our hand a little early in terms of just coaching wise. I thought the kids battled both years and played really hard, but I just feel like for whatever reason, we just seemed to have our best game in that semifinal game and kind of come up short in the championship game.
You have a lot of seniors that know what victory feels like in the Whitfield. What does that senior leadership mean to you and this team for this endeavor in 2023?
It's been a part of why we have such high expectations for this year's team again. These seniors are a special group. The way they work, the way they prepare, the way they handle adversity. You can tell that they've been playing varsity football for 3, some 4 years. The experience is something you can't coach. These kids have been through a lot, ups and downs, and they know how to not take the highs too high and not let the lows get them too low, kind of staying on that even keel and staying level-headed. It's huge so far in our off-season preparations.
You lost an amazing quarterback in Jaron Brickner last year to graduation, one of the top quarterbacks in Beaver Falls history. And now it's about leadership at the offense and defensive line. Can linemen be the leadership that you're looking for?
Oh, absolutely. And right now, it's not really just our linemen. Yes, we have linemen on the front that are seniors that have played several years, but we also have running backs, we have wide receivers, we have defensive backs, linebackers, all that have had, like I said, 2 or 3 years of varsity experience. So it's a veteran group, and there's leadership all over the field.
At quarterback, you have quarterback by committee. Caden Brickner, Deshaun Anderson, and Gary Petey Pugh. You say this isn't a competition, it's a package deal. My understanding, though, is that those who are quarterback-minded want to be the guy. How do you bring this together and not have a competition for this spot?
Well, the thing is how we are saying it's not a competition because those guys that aren't at quarterback are still on the field. When Gary and Petey is what we call him, isn't at quarterback, he's at wide receiver. When Deshaun isn't at quarterback, he's at wide receiver. That's why I think a lot of people want to make it bigger than it is and make it this big competition when it's not. We have certain packages where we want Deshaun at the quarterback and Gary at the wide. Vice versa, there's a package where we want Gary at the quarterback and Deshaun at the wide out. And we also have a situation in some scenarios where we want them both at wide receiver and Caden at the quarterback. So it's not a competition. It is a package thing, exactly how I've explained it to everybody that's asked.
When it comes to the running back position, you have two really good ones in Bricks Rawl and Italian Buford. How do you keep them both happy in the backfield?
It's not about keeping them happy. I mean, they're unselfish kids. They have been playing with each other for the last 3 years. And they've taken turns blocking for each other, and they've taken turns running the football. So there's no keeping guys happy. If it's their turn to run the ball, the other one knows it's my turn to do the blocking, because vice versa, when I'm running the ball, the other one's going to be blocking for me. So, again, no competition there, no keeping guys happy. We have unselfish kids on our team.
Very nice. 10.2 points per game last season. Are you expecting a similar performance from your defense this year?
We got a lot coming back on defense. So, again, we have high expectations for these guys, and I think they have high expectations for themselves. They go in every week with the goal of keeping the other team out of the end zone while they're out on the field. So we have a similar goal this year to shut the opposing offenses down as much as possible and give our offense a chance to win us the game.
And considering the expectations you were just talking about, it's expected that you're going to win the conference this year, and we wish you best of luck in your season and especially tonight's game against Blackhawk.
Thanks.
The Beaver County Career and Technical Center pregame show continues. And Bruce, when it comes to Nardone, Coach Nardone, he has every confidence that he's going to be able to get back to Acrisure 4 years in a row.
Oh, well, that's the way they have to look at it. If you believe the Post-Gazette, they're one of the favorites. They're ranked preseason 5th in the state in AA, even ahead of City League champion Westinghouse. They're the only WPIL District 7 team ranked in the PG's top 5 in the state. So somebody has faith in them, but I think they're aware of the fact, as Coach Nardone mentioned, Beaver Falls has tremendous experience. And what you find out whether in any sport is if you've been to the championship series, championship play, that experience, those extra weeks of practice, that pays off tremendously in the future.
We will continue with our Beaver County Career and Technical Center pregame show coming up in a moment. We'll take a look at the other games around Beaver County and check in with our sideline reporter, Mike Azadian. It's coming up next on Beaver County Radio.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. Well, you are right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let them do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like Taco Tuesday, Fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, to mention a few. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Planning a graduation party? Call Al's today to place your order. May your party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
The Standard Bar and Grill on the river in Bridgewater is the place to enjoy summer. A great atmosphere, delicious food, and plenty of drinks are what you'll find at The Standard. The Standard in Bridgewater is boater friendly and has their own dock, DJs and live bands on Fridays and Saturday nights, an outside bar, an area to dance, and a beautiful view from their patio are just a few of the amenities at The Standard. That's The Standard Bar and Grill in Bridgewater.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, Visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Gnu's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Gnu's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Gnu's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
At Pittsburgh-based Goldberg, Persky & White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock & Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com.
A Beaver County high school football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number one in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental in Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
Coach, you are now one of the few. Welcome back to the Beaver County Career and Technical Center pregame show. I'm Mangino along with Bruce Fry, Mike Azadian on the field, and we will get to him coming up in a moment. Bruce, how about if we look at some games that are happening this weekend? Interestingly enough, there are still teams that do not play Week 0 games. What are your thoughts about whether they play a Week 0 game or just go through a scrimmage?
Well, that's up to what they choose to do, but everybody has to have a plan. Some people think it makes the season a little bit long. Aliquippa in particular, they tend to, they believe that they'll be playing in November, so it might serve them well to not start now. But I would also think that Aliquippa would have a scheduling problem in that who wants to play the Quips in the preseason.
Good point. All right, other games that are taking place besides ours, Beaver Falls and Blackhawk. New Brighton is taking on Ulsh, and they're playing at Laurel tonight. Thoughts about that game?
Again, New Brighton has to show that they can put points on the board. We'll see how that pans out for Tony Kalturi in his second season at the helm.
Moon area looking to bounce back from a disappointing season last year. They take on West Allegheny tonight. Hopewells with Southside kickoff at 7 o'clock. Elwood City and Brentwood, Cornell, Seton LaSalle. Central Valley is going into Ohio. They decided to go across the border and take on Austintown Fitch. What do you think the thinking is behind that?
It's the same thing. Who's going to play Central Valley? Obviously they're open and Aliquippa's open, but that doesn't matter. They're in the same conference. Nobody really wants to take on Mark Lyons' Warriors.
Let's go down on the field, and Mike Azadian is with us. He is on the field today, and he will be calling the Western Beaver game tomorrow right here on Beaver County Radio. Mike?
Hey, guys. Yes, Beaver and Western Beaver both with new starting quarterbacks this year. Western Beaver will start a freshman, and that's going to be the talk of that game. Should be an interesting call, myself and Mr. Bruce Fry. Quickly down on the field here, Beaver Falls pretty serious all during warm-ups. Blackhawk, talked to both Pat Feely, talked to him in his first game. Looks a little nervous, but I think his kids are ready. Of course, you guys know about Dante Campagna not playing with the separated shoulder in camp. He told me he's still in some pain, and they're holding him out. He's hoping to get back and play next week. But we'll have reports down here, and we'll have interviews with coaches at halftime, before and after halftime. Guys, I'll enjoy listening to the call.
Thank you very much, Mike. Do appreciate that. Dante Campagna not playing, started since he was a freshman, and he's ranked by the Beaver County Times as being one of the top players, making the top 30, coming in at number 30, actually. How big of a loss do you think that will be for them tonight?
It's certainly a loss because I'm fairly sure that he was a two-way player as defensive back as well. So that's all part of any aspect of football, is finding the next guy to go in there and play. But surely Blackhawk's not the same without him.
The officials on the field conducting the coin toss right now, and the referee handling that is Thomas Wasco. Umpire tonight, Dave Costa. The line judge is Jerry Harpla. Chris Manning on the opposite side of the line. Side judge is Michael Clark-Polner. And the field judge is David Dittler Sr.
The umpire, Dave Costa, he was a great high school player in this area. He went on to play at Wisconsin of the Big Ten when that guy Ron Dane was a running back. So he has seen all levels of football. His dad was an assistant here at Geneva.
And it looks as though Blackhawk won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, and now Beaver Falls saying they'll go ahead and take the ball to start the game. And we are just moments away from kickoff. In fact, the clock says we're just seconds away. Last-minute thoughts before we actually get the kickoff on this game?
Well, again, on the surface, if you have a 4A team against a 2A team, the scales might seem tilted in favor of the 4A team. Beaver Falls is no ordinary 2A team, though. They've been to the championship 3 straight years, as we said repeatedly. Even though they graduated a great quarterback and some other players, they have quite a few people back. So it's going to be an interesting contest tonight at Reeves.
It sure will be. When you look at 3 different quarterbacks, P.D. Pugh and Deshaun Anderson and Caden Brickner, they want to get back to the WIPIO, the Post-Gazette saying that they're 5th in the entire state. But can you make a run like that and not have a single individual at quarterback?
Yes, as long as you have people on the perimeter like they do and people in the line. Their line is veteran. And we'll go over their tackles. These guys like Samari McCoy and Damian Lee and Malachi West. These are time-honored veterans, and their backs are extraordinary. Raul Buford. Buford's a dual threat. He can catch it or run it. When you have that many players, yes, you're a threat.
Mike Blackshear is one of the deep men. Also, Zashawn McKelvey. They are waiting for the kick from Aiden Wisner.
Yeah.
And the referee just saying, go ahead. The hand comes down, and into the ball it goes. A nice deep kick received about the 18-yard line. A little dodging and weaving there. Gets up to about the 31-yard line, right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Blackshear, again, you got to tackle him now. He is the defending WPIL 400-meter and 200-meter champ, so he quite clearly – how about if we start the season with a cliche? Blackshear has speed to burn.
I like that. And speaking of burning, we may have a lot of burning when it comes to the clock today. I'm expecting a lot more run plays than pass plays today.
Yeah, quite possible. But again, the Beaver Falls has some weapons, and the Cougars like to throw it also.
Well, the way they're set up right now, it looks as though they're going to throw. Deshaun Watson is deep with the sidecar to the right. Man in motion, fakes the handoff, and up the middle, picks up 10 yards on the play. Great blocking on that.
Oh, yeah, Deshaun Anderson, again, he is – I would go as far as to say as a quarterback, he is run first. So they have a lot of faith in this young man. They're Mangino, okay, I was going to say it was real close, but now we do see the signal. It's confirmed. Real quickly, again, Malachi West is a guard. Damian Lee's a guard. Tarek Milner a tackle. Samari McCoy, an all-conference pick, is a tackle. And I believe that Damiano Sims is going to be the center this year for Colucci.
And once again, Deshaun Anderson is deep, and now he's throwing a deep, wide-open man. Incomplete, just a little beyond his outstretched arms.
Yeah, he was trying to get it to Pugh out on the sideline. It did not work, and but still, this is that again, first down. Why not take a shot at it? That's what BF chooses to do.
Yeah, especially when you can show that you can run the ball first down, pick up a first down with a run play. Why not go ahead and air things out, see what Blackhawk has to offer? Now, Beaver Falls set up once again, lining up quickly. Deshaun Anderson in the pistol position. One running back up close to the line of scrimmage, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, handoff inside, handoff up the middle, and he gets to the 49-yard line. Really nice pickup on second down.
Yeah, Buford, again, we've talked about Buford. They can put him as a setback like you saw. They can flank him out as you saw. But and again, we can't say it enough. Blackhawk has, or I should say, Beaver Falls with an extraordinary returning offensive line. I believe Colucci, the big man who played in the Big 33 game, was the only of their interior 5 to graduate. So Beaver Falls is blessed in that line position.
Blackhawk up to this point liking the idea of spreading things out. They're getting a little closer now. 2 wideouts, 2 wingbacks, And now we have Caden Brickner in a quarterback, fakes the actually hands off on a sweep to the right, to the left, and only gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Anderson moves over from quarterback to take the handoff, and that's all part of what Beaver Falls is trying to establish. They're trying to give Blackhawk different looks. I would also say, Mangino, for my part, it seems like bit by bit, Blackhawks creeping up closer to the line of scrimmage, expecting more runs.
Yes. And it would seem as though that would be the case, considering that Beaver Falls really, since they don't have that true dominant passing quarterback, the idea of Blackhawk playing the run does make more and more sense. However, throwing that one deep ball just a couple of moments ago could get them, maybe catch them off guard. All right, we are looking at a 4th and 3 and a quick snap and a punt by Caden Brickner. Down inside the 15, rolling, looks as though,
it's a touchback.
It is a touchback. It looked close, though, didn't it? It looked as though he was going to get it at the 1.
But again, this is 2023. It's on AstroTurf. The ball's going to take a little bit more of a bounce. And again, Brickner did his best. He alternates at punter with Nate Toney, so he's experienced at it. It was a great bounce, but just a little bit too much backspin.
All right, Blackhawk now taking over the ball, 1st and 10 from the 20. We're a 0-0 game, 9 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And Blackhawk lining up. They have 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Stephen Nally in at quarterback. And it looks as though Maurice Watson-Trent is his sidecar to the left-hand side. Bends down. Not quite ready for the snap of the ball. Man in motion. Now a snap. Inside handoff to the right-hand side. Picked up about a yard or 2 on the play.
Yeah. Beaver Falls read that well. Again, they got some big bodies down there, no question about it. That stop made by the big man McCoy is 6'2", 265. Real quickly, Blackhawk in the line. The center's Nate Reed. The right guard's E.J. Barron. The right tackle, Austin Simons, right guard. It's Eric O'Neill at left guard, and Tristan Brunson is the left tackle for the Cougs.
All right, Stephen Nally bringing them back up to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to the right, tight end on either side at the line of scrimmage. He is once again in the shotgun position, and Maurice Watson-Trent now on his right side. A quick little fake clap for the snap, and now he gets it. Fades back, rolls right, pressure. Had to release the ball as quickly as he could. He had absolutely no time on that play.
Well, no, that's because Deshaun Anderson was right in his wheelhouse. So that play blew up because Anderson was able to shoot the gap. And also we should acknowledge the big 6'4" guy down there on the Blackhawks sideline calling the plays. He's now the offensive coordinator. Chandler Kincaid was a great quarterback at Blackhawk. He's returned to his alma mater. His grandfather, the legendary coach, Carl Flory.
All right, we are looking at 3rd and 9 from the 21. Blackhawks set up in a spread offense, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and a wingback to the left-hand side. Man in motion, fake handoff, pass deep to the right. A man, if he's open, made the catch, but out of bounds.
Yeah, Heckathorn is their big money guy. Tyler Heckathorn, his big brother Ryan, is a wide out at Grove City. Plays here in the PAC. A great thought. And I would say that Heckathorn is the number 1 target, particularly with Companion not playing. So it was a great bid. Man, Gino, it's a shame we're not in Edmonton or Vancouver. In the Canadian Football League, it would have been in bounds.
It would have been. Oh, he needed just another couple of yards.
Yeah.
Blackhawk now back deep the punt, waiting for the snap. And here it comes. And the kick gets away. Good pressure, though. Looks as though it's going to take a bounce right around the 50. Rolls a little bit to the right-hand side, out of bounds. The referee's marking it at the 47. Yeah. So we have Beaver Falls now, 1st and 10 from their own 47. Great field position. And considering what they were able to show that they could do in the first drive, I'm guessing much of the same coming up in the second.
Oh, that's the beauty of football is we sit here and watch. But certainly BF wins that battle of field position. But they're certainly able to stifle Blackhawk on that first possession. So, and I think The other thing, let's just say this. Let's make the simple explanation. In addition to being on Beaver County Radio and Facebook, this game is also being televised, which is why we're having some of the delays. There's a guy in a red shirt at the 45-yard line who works with the TV broadcast, so we're going to have some artificial delays like the one we're in right now.
Well, I tell you what, how about if we take a little bit of a pause as well? We'll come back with more. Once again, Blackhawk and Beaver Falls, they're tied at 0, no score. 8:41 left in the first quarter. You're listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County Radio.
Copico's Pizza on the corner of 3rd and 8th Street in New Brighton uses the best ingredients in Beaver County. That's Kopickos. Copico's, where you can dine in, take out, or order online. Copico's has great lunch specials on junior pizzas, burgers and fries, Italian hoagies, and fish and chicken sandwiches. Copico's makes their own dough and unique sauce from scratch daily. Get 25% off wings with any pizza order at Copicos.com. That's Copico's Pizza in New Brighton, a taste above the rest.
All right, we are back once again, and we are broadcasting from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. Once again, nothing is the score. 8:41 left to go in the first quarter, and Beaver Falls now set up, ready for their first play, 1st and 10 from their 47. Deshaun Anderson is back deep, waiting for the snap, going to take it himself. Quarterback sneak up the middle, picks up 1, maybe 1.5.
Yeah, he was preceded by an up back, but Blackhawk was able to shed off of that block and come in and make the stop. And specifically, it was Thomas Price Jr., the 6'2", 220-pound senior, shot the gap and made the stop for virtually no gain.
Very, very, very nice play. Beaver Falls back at it again real quick. Snap, inside handoff, left-hand side. Running hard, and that is Mike Blackshear picking up 3 yards. Oh.
To be honest with you, it was Buford.
Oh, it was Buford?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the correction on it.
It's fine. It's fine. But again, he's an inside man, and he is a tough guy to bring down. Let's put it that way. They list him at 5'11", 190, and he is solidly put together.
A very great player, recognized around the county. Beaver County Times saying he is number 20 in the entire county. All right, once again, Deshaun Anderson is set back, ready for the snap. Pitches it out to Buford. A little bit of a tuck and roll kind of a play, and then picks up a good 5-6 yards. Now we're looking at a 4th and 1. What do you think? You go
yeah,
from
here? I think
here?
it's more than 1 though. That's the
Maybe
situation.
2.
Let's see where it's exactly situated. Well, the first thing I think of is where's Brickner, and Brickner is out there. You know,
okay.
he is the guy who pooch punted the last time. And again, the ball at the Blackhawk 45, although right now he's under center.
Yes, he is. 3 running backs behind him. Hand off over to the left. Buford, wide open field over to the left-hand side. Real nice gain. Picked up what looked like 8, maybe 9 yards.
Yes, they clearly make the first down, but it was one more triumph for the right side, I should say the left side of Beaver Falls' line, specifically Samari McCoy at 6'2", 265. He just bulldozed. He basically wiped out that entire side of the line.
He sure did. Really amazing. Malachi West over there as well, laying a big-time block. Deshaun, once again, getting a snap. Tries going over left side. Picks up maybe 1 yard on the play. You can't run that way every single time as much as you'd like to.
I think more than anything they're trying to test our vision, because that's on the far side over by Matheny Fieldhouse as we see it.
I think
the one thing is the Blackhawk fans on the far side, they're getting an up close and personal look at tonight's game.
Yeah, they are definitely appreciating this. Once again,
ball in the left half still.
Deshaun Henderson taking the snap, inside handoff to the right, up the middle.
Yeah,
what a great run.
Yeah, Brick's
absolutely.
Rawl just takes that. I was wondering when he was going to get the carry. He is a low center of gravity type of guy that if you try to hit him high, forget about it. It's not going to happen. And he just shot through that hole.
What a 1-2 punch with Rawl and Buford. All right, Beaver Falls now set up first and 10. They're around the 17-yard line. They're on the far side of the field. Referee calling timeout. Not quite sure exactly why that timeout was called. It's nothing. It looks as though maybe
I believe it's relevant to Blackhawk having a sub because somebody came out. It's too far to see if it was for blood, but it was clearly a Blackhawk substitution.
Very good. All right, now, 1st and 10 once again at the 27-yard line, far side of the field. Deshaun Anderson, fake handoff to the right, takes it over to the left. Nice gain once again, picks up 6, almost 7 yards on that play.
Yeah, and even though it's in the first quarter, Beaver Falls is starting to wear Blackhawk down a shade. Blackhawk defenders, hands on their hips. Beaver Falls offensive linemen. Again, this is a big, experienced group. This is sort of the answer to your question, me and Gino. How can they have 3 quarterbacks and be ranked so high? Well, this is how, by having this kind of a line.
And Beaver Falls set back for the snap, shotgun position. 2 left, 2 right. Petey Pugh taking the snap, running it up the middle, scores a touchdown. Nobody was even close to touching him.
Well, that's what we call a flag football touchdown, because even if it was flag football, nobody would have caught his flag because nobody was anywhere near him. So that's the result. The terminology there for our listeners, quarterback draw.
Yes.
The quarterback takes 1 step back to try to freeze you and see what's going to happen. And when he takes that step back, he assesses the situation. He chose to go to his right for pay dirt.
How about that 1 carry, 27 yards, and a touchdown? That looks really good on the stat sheet.
BF clearly in a 2-point conversion mode.
Yes. And they got an inside handoff over to the right, and it was Mike Blackshear with it over to the left, rather, and did not convert. So Beaver Falls winning 6-0 now. 5 minutes, 12 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And we are live from Geneva College at Reese Field, and absolutely beautiful conditions. We're going to take a little timeout. We'll come back with more of Beaver County Radio, Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
Welcome back to Reeves here at Geneva College, where Beaver Falls has scored the first touchdown of the year on Beaver County Radio, a 27-yard run, a bolt-off tackle by Petey Pugh to make it 6-0.
Yes, absolutely, and we are broadcasting from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. It looks as though Beaver Falls, they may throw a little bit because they just may be mixing things up a little. But
well, they have the weapons too.
They can run all night long.
Oh no, there's no question about it. And that's that is obviously at any level one of the keys to the football, being able to run. And Beaver Falls, I believe, will be able to run pretty much against anybody. We've talked about those championship games and the losses in 2021 and 2022. Beaver Falls was able to run, but unfortunately, particularly in 2021 against Sarah Catholic, they had 9 turnovers. Beaver Falls can run the football. The idea is to hang on to it, and they certainly did in this opening drive.
Beaver Falls lining up for the kick and gets it out to about the 21, touched by a Blackhawk player, able to pick it up and start running with it. And that picked up by Sam Stewart Jr. and was able to get it out to what looks to be the 26-yard line for Blackhawk.
Yes. So, and again, the Cougars spent a lot of time Well, actually, it was a 3.5-minute drive by Beaver Falls. Because there were so many snaps, it seemed like a long time. So Blackhawks offense wants to try to get back into gear.
All right, Stephen Nally setting them up at quarterback. He's once again in the shotgun position, 3 wide receivers to the left. Tight end set up to the right, 1 running back to his right-hand side. Waiting for the snap. Here it comes, pitches it out to the right, and dodging back in, breaking it back into the inside, picking up just 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, and again, Beaver Falls Blackhawk going with what their best guys are. That was Watson Trent. But he tries some footwork, but the sheer size of Beaver Falls' front is too much. I'm going to keep talking about McCoy until somebody blocks him. Right now, he's invincible at defensive tackle.
He's playing fantastic. Stephen Nally coming up under center this time. Oh, my goodness. What penetration by Samari McCoy. He is absolutely lighting things up tonight.
No question about it. I've seen the young man too many times. I know for a fact he's a 3-year starter. I'm trying to rack my brains if he's a 4-year starter. But the bottom line is he's been around a long time, and he's difficult to block. He's also helped out their nose man, Damian Lee, at 6'0", 285.
Yes.
The one thing about Beaver Falls, though, they'll have to see how it goes, is they typically play 9 men on both offense and defense.
Now Blackhawk back up to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. Stephen Nally in shotgun. 1 running back to his left, fading back the pass. Pressure's coming. Throws it out to the right. Incomplete pass. Just not quite able to make that connection.
Yeah, let's also tell our listeners what we saw, though. There's a new term that they've added. I think the NFL started it. Hurry. I mean, Beaver Falls scored a hurry. They had Blackhawk. You know, there's no question that Canale, he was pressured and did not throw it the way you would in a preseason 7-on-7 drill.
No, not at all. And a quick 3-and-out, making things difficult for Blackhawk on the defense as they're set back the punt. High snap, able to get. Oh, it was blocked. It was blocked, and it was recovered by number 9. Christian Dawkins.
Yeah, I'm crediting Pugh, the guy who scored the touchdown, with a block. He came in off the right edge and he made the block. The situation is that Pritchard, Blackhawks punter, he's taking this 2-step approach, and that's what led to the block.
Yeah, they just don't have the people up front to be able to hold out that tremendous rush that Blackhawk has at this point. I mean, that Beaver Falls has, able to just get through the line and be just completely disruptive. Beaver Falls setting things up. 1st and 10 on the 24. They're on the far hash mark. Deshaun Anderson setting back in quarterback. Inside handoff once again, and this time to
Buford's in.
Buford was able to get in, ran over the left-hand side. Once again, big-time touchdown for Beaver Falls.
It's another flag football touchdown. You know, Mangino, I know, you know, you're a good football guy. You made the observation. I don't know if you were puzzled. You said, why does Beaver Falls keep running left? Well, that's why. I mean, you know, as long as McCoy is going to absolutely wipe out that side of the line,
yes,
anybody would run there.
Yeah, Blackhawk has to figure out what they're going to do to stack things over the other way. But what happens is once you do that, then there's going to be able to run the ball back to the right-hand side as well. But Beaver Falls at this point just pretty much able to play at will. Beaver Falls now going for 2 once again, and Deshaun Anderson in the shotgun position. Quick little quarterback draw, able to make the 2-point conversion. We're now looking at Beaver Falls as a result of that, winning 14-0, 3 minutes, 33 seconds left to go in the first quarter here at Geneva College. And just absolute consistent domination on both sides of the ball for Beaver Falls at this point, Bruce.
Oh, yeah, again, this is not an ordinary 2A versus 4A matchup. This is a loaded Beaver Falls team on their home field in the first game, and Blackhawk has to come up with some answers in a hurry.
When you look at this team and what Coach Feely is trying to do, how much of it is about just a psychological aspect of having a difficult time being able to get the right mindset going into a season, considering he wasn't the coach 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think that part's okay because they did have 4 weeks to at least figure it out. I don't think their problems are centered around the length of his career right now as opposed to the opposition. The opposition is what's causing problems for Blackhawk now.
And once again, they are getting ready to take back to the field, getting ready for the kickoff. Pat Feely, he's in his first year, looking at this as the potential for an interim, recognizing that is a very real possibility. Are they calling timeout with TV once again? Because I'm not seeing the red hat. Do you see the red hat?
He's down there, but yeah, he's on the sideline. He's actually by our own Mike Azadian.
And they're calling a timeout. I'll tell you what, since they're taking a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County Radio.
Do you know a child who struggles to read? If so, the tuition-free brick-and-mortar Provident Charter School West is here to help. The Provident Charter School West in Baden is helping children from 1st grade through 4th learn to overcome dyslexia so they can return to their hometown schools and graduate with their friends. Provident Charter School West meets the needs of children with dyslexia so they can become the inventors and educators of tomorrow. For more information, visit providentcharterschool.org.
Nick Tony with the kick, and it gets down to the 25. Squib kick able to get picked up by number 1, Sam Stewart, taking it over the right-hand side and makes it out to the 31, maybe 32-yard line. On the sideline, our own Mike Azadian. Mike, what does it look like from your perspective at the line of scrimmage between Beaver Falls and Blackhawk?
Very good question, Robert. And it looks like Blackhawk kind of tired. They don't have the spunk they did before the game. On Beaver Falls' sideline, they're fired up, and you can just see the push by the Beaver Falls line, and they're getting to Stephen Canale. They're putting pressure on him. You'll see he's been running for his life the 2 times he tried to pass. They need to protect him if Blackhawk wants to try to come back in this game.
And Stephen Canale in the shotgun position. Quick little handoff pitch to the left, making the corner. Beaver Falls, Bruce, just too fast. Not only are they big and strong, but they're really quick on the corners too.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt that they're quick on the corners. They're certainly speed oriented. It's going to be hard to get around them, no question. It's just a real tough challenge for Blackhawk and their offensive coordinator.
Blackhawk now setting up for a second and what looks to be about 6 yards. Stephen Canale back in the shotgun position. 4 wides, running back to his left, takes a snap, looking to throw, scrambling, trying to find some space. Quick little toss out to number 9. He's running, goes back behind the line of scrimmage, tries to get forward once again, and then makes it for about a 2-yard pickup after all of that running around.
A.J. Montgomery drew oohs and ahs out of the crowd, but the problem was he was running laterally as opposed to down the field. But Beaver Falls coaches on the field believed that Canale was over the line of scrimmage. That was very close. Nothing is called, so it winds up 3rd and 3. But sooner or later, Blackhawk has to make the sticks.
Yeah, just one first down to kind of get yourself some momentum moving forward. Very critical here with 1 minute 57 seconds left to go in the first quarter, trailing 14-0. Shotgun snap, referees blow a whistle, and we're waiting to see what the call is. Timeout, Blackhawk. Timeout, Blackhawk. I tell you what, we'll take 30 seconds as well. You're listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County Radio.
Get the appreciation you deserve and the easy terms that make it possible. Don't let your team down, no matter what league you play in, because right now, Freedom United Federal Credit Union is accepting applications for funding, whatever you have in mind, from a home remodeling project to a trip to the big away game, even a new field for the team.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
And we're back. We are broadcasting live from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth Blackhawk trailing Beaver Falls 14-0. 1 minute 49 seconds left to go in the first quarter. They're set up right in the middle of the hash marks. It is now a third and what looks to be a long three. And you got to wonder what they dial up here.
Yeah, and again, it's at their own territory. As Mike Azadian mentioned, if Blackhawk wants to throw, they're going to have to protect Canale. So we'll see. Maybe a quick hitter.
Here comes the shotgun snap. Man in motion, fakes the inside handoff, tries to sneak it, and gets just absolutely nowhere at that point.
Yeah, and again, because the first down would have been at the 41-yard line, you can see with Blackhawk not even crossing that line, that they're the 40-yard line, that they're going to be short in that situation. So Stewart is going to be on again.
Yeah, there's a part of you that wants to kind of go for it. It's a non-conference game. You can almost treat it like it's a scrimmage and see if you can get something going. But I guess they decided that, no, a punt is the best thing in this situation. And he's back for the punt right now. Snapped over his head. It's all the way back to the 5, inside to the end zone. He took it into the end zone.
Well, let's see the ruling. They'd really be in trouble if
they just called
a safety.
I guess they could have if they thought he had the possession just outside the end zone.
Right,
near
that's
the
what
one.
I mean. But the referee, again, the side judge came flying in there. It made the proper call, and it's clearly going to be labeled a safety because it wound up in the end zone as Stewart made a diving attempt to try to keep it out. But there's also the debate: are you better off with a safety, or are you better off having Beaver Falls first and goal at the 1? Which is what it would have been.
Well, I will take the safety.
Yeah, well,
I will take the safety.
And again, that's typically the punter's instinct, is if BF is going to score a third time, is to make them go more than 1 yard for it.
Yeah, and it's awfully difficult to tell a player to try to judge the ball where it's positioned, give it a chance to get into the end zone. But with the way Beaver Falls is just running to the ball at every play, you could easily have them recovered in the end zone, so it's not first and goal at the 1. They could have easily picked up a touchdown on that play too.
Yeah, no question. That's why you want to secure the ball, which is what Stewart did. So and again, this is first game situation. But again, this is where experience is a big deal. Beaver Falls has tons of it. Blackhawk, by their own admission, not as much.
No, Blackhawk now getting ready for the kickoff off the tee.
Yeah,
Aiden Wisner.
Right. I think it's no secret he's wearing number 27 out of respect to his uncle Trent, who I'm pretty sure wore that jersey for Blackhawk in the late 90s.
Oh, my goodness. That's a very nice little bit of information. Nice kick. And it's received around the 43-yard line, moving the ball about 7 yards. And was that Zashawn McKelvey?
Yeah, and again, we talk about speed. He was the anchor man of the Beaver Falls 4x400 relay team that medaled in the state track meet. So there is no shortage of speed and track guys in black and orange for the Tigers.
All right, now at this point, you're Blackhawk, you're trailing 16-0. You're looking at still time left to go in the first quarter. How do you gather up the fortitude to be able to kind of look at this as the series of downs to stop them? Right now, Beaver Falls, shotgun, snap. Deshaun Anderson looking for a deep ball, wide open man. Oh, in and out of the hands of Meach Taylor. Just in and out of the hands, so close. He couldn't have been more wide open.
Yeah, he was. The ball did have some hang time. Let's tell our listeners it was not a tight spiral. It fluttered a little bit. Blackhawks defensive back did have a chance to get into the picture, but it was not brought in. But it's one of those ones where an offensive coordinator say, okay, let's save that for the third quarter.
Yes.
And that's what they do. They said, oh, that play worked. Let's just recycle it another time.
All right, Beaver Falls set up for the snap. One wide right, one wide left. Inside handoff going to Bricks Rawl. And he was able to pick up about 6 yards. A little disappointed maybe he wasn't able to get a touchdown on that run.
Yeah, well, the thing, I've said it before in my coverage of Beaver Falls football, and the bottom line is Bricks is usually good for 6. that means yards.
Okay.
But he's also been able to get a touchdown too. But Bricks usually is good for 6.
Deshaun Anderson waiting for the snap, gets it inside handoff to Bricks Rawl once again. He is just really tough to get down as they're running right in between the center and the guard.
Yeah, but what happened was Blackhawk had good run support from the linebacking position. That's what helped them out on that. Brendan Rodriguez came up and shot the gap. He was able to help drive Rawl back, and that's what they needed. I think that's the end of the period, so we'll see what BF does in a matter of moments.
When we come back after this timeout, Beaver Falls 4th and 2 on the Blackhawk 42. It's Beaver Falls 16, Blackhawk nothing. You're listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County Radio.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Why choose the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George? Attorney Larry Kelly explains.
First of all, we've been AV rated by Martindale Hubble. It's the highest rating you can get for legal ability and ethics, and that comes from our peers. We have board-certified civil trial specialist, which is like another bar exam. Would you go to a doctor who is not board-certified? Probably not. I've always said, and I tell my daughters, I have 3 daughters who are attorneys. Those in the profession know. The lawyers of LGKG have the respect of our peers, and that's all I ever cared about.
For your free initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
From the Fry Transportation Update Desk, the very latest in scores. Laurel is leading New Brighton 8-0. Highlands 13, Ambridge 0. Southside and Hopewell, they're tied at 0. Central Valley and Austintown Fitch. Austintown just took the lead 13-7. Latest in scores from around Beaver County. Beaver Falls with a quick snap and able to get those 2, maybe 2.5 yards to be able to get the first down on a 4th down try.
Yeah, Brickner was the quarterback in that situation, and he was able to take it and make the play. And again, we've talked about having 3 quarterbacks have taken snaps tonight, but guess what? All have been effective.
Every single one of them have.
Yeah, so
you're absolutely right.
But still, the way Beaver Falls has run roughshod, I would expect this to continue. We have a timeout on the field. Let's see if it's commercial or if it's player-related. With only just 12 seconds into period number 2 with Beaver Falls ahead, 16-0.
Yes, it looks as though the officials are having a conversation. Not quite sure exactly what is going on. They're making no communication to the press box. However, the referee is calling action back into play, Thomas Wasco, saying let's get things going, and Deshaun Anderson is about to do that with an inside handoff going to number 4, Deshaun McKelvey, getting really bottled up over on the right-hand side, able to pick up just a yard.
Yeah, and again, I'll go as far as to say that was Blackhawks' best defensive surge of the night, particularly in terms of going wide. I mean, that was one time that they, quote-unquote, flew to the football.
Yeah, and it's the one time that they actually ran right instead of the consistent running left, finally hoping maybe running to our side of the field. They are now set up for a 2nd and 8. They're on the far side at the 38-yard line of Blackhawk, and Deshaun Anderson in the shotgun takes the inside handoff, giving it to D'Italian Buford, and he's able to get up close to the 30, but a fumble. Blackhawk saying they have it. They do. Yeah. Referee's calling first down at the 26.
Kai Morrow, the senior inside linebacker wearing jersey 17, comes up with a stop. He and a Beaver Falls Tiger dove at about the same time, but Morrow came up with the scramble. He comes up with a football, and that's the first turnover of the game.
What an important time to have this as well, considering that you're trailing 16-0. You're looking for something to bring some momentum back to your side of the field. And now Blackhawk able to get that big hit, cause a fumble, recover it, and now it's 1st and 10 from their own 26. Stephen Canale lined up. He's under center, 3 running backs behind him, looking to be able to do a little bit of a quick handoff to the left-hand side and was able to pick up 8 yards on the play. What a great run that just took place by Tyler. Was that no? That wasn't Tyler.
Thomas Price.
Price.
But to be totally honest with you and to let our listeners know, it took an ankle tackle by Beaver Falls to prevent about 40 more yards, if not more.
It was a very, very good play, absolutely. And a great misdirection behind the line of scrimmage as Blackhawk lined up 3 running backs and a straight across, almost an old-fashioned T formation, if you will. Once again, Stephen Canale lining up, getting up under center, looking over to the sideline, not quite sure what the play call is going to be, waiting for one more player to come in from off the sideline. They're lined up tight, 3 running backs across the back of the backfield, handing it off to the fullback, able to get up just beyond the 35-yard line, just shy of the 36, and the first down chains.
But that's the problem. That's the problem, Mangino, is that Blackhawk, I mean, they absolutely – what do you do right now when you absolutely have to make a yard? And the other thing is McCoy came back in defensively for Beaver Falls. Beaver Falls, to look at their defensive formation, I believe they anticipate a run by Blackhawk, even though it's a wide set.
And it is wide. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Stephen Canale up close, taking the snap, quarterback sneak, able to get the first down out to about the 39-yard line. Is this the first down, first down for Blackhawk
Yeah, that's correct.
tonight?
Absolutely, for sure. And again, we talked about Austin Simons, the junior at 6'2", 220. He was very pivotal at the point of attack there, and he was able to win his battle in the trenches to set up that first down. But, yeah, Blackhawks drive have been 59 seconds and punt, 133 blocked punt, 237 safety. That's their 3 drives of the first period.
All right, quick snap, under center, handoff from the left-hand side over to the right. That was Maurice Watson-Trent. Really great run, maybe taking a little bit after his brother who's playing football down at Georgia Southern.
Quite possibly. He was a great player and a hooper at Blackhawk as well. But it's just the idea is things are slowing down a little bit for Blackhawk. It's not such of a blur. They're able to have better recognition at the point of attack.
And they like this real tight formation. They're able to run a lot of misdirection in it. And now a toss out to the left going to Watson-Trent, able to get to the edge just about a half a yard, maybe short. No, they're going to move the chains. It looks as though they're going to give him the first down. Are they going to?
Well, it's the far side of the field for us to see.
Yeah, it's awfully close.
Well,
we're waiting for the referee to give the wave through. It doesn't look as though they're going to do that.
No.
Now there's a conversation on the
right. Blackhawks they're going to call timeout. They are going to say first down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they called timeout just to give the officials enough time to move the chains.
Yes.
To get things lined up, but they gave them the first down.
Yeah, Blackhawk had broken the huddle while that discussion took place, but it winds up a first down Cougars. So this is what they're trying to do is sustain a drive. That's so important for a young team on the road.
And they're back into that exact same formation once again. 3 running backs across the top, run out to the left-hand side. They like that left-hand side that time.
Yeah, Price again.
Price once more return?
Yeah,
yes.
Price again. They are getting more comfortable in the running game between Price and between Watson-Trent. So that's what Blackhawk wants to do is move the football. You know, we talk about did you win the war of first down? Did you get 4 or more? Blackhawk almost did.
Stephen Canale in the shotgun, 1 to the right, man in motion now, inside pitch, making it over to the right-hand side, trying to find some space, hitting a couple of tacklers. It took 4-5 different guys to finally bring him down after a pickup of just about 6 yards.
Yeah, Sam Stewart with a very nice, a very gritty run. When they have their Monday film session, he'll be proud of his effort on that play. He was able to make people miss, as you describe. Here, I'm not Chandler Kincaid, but I'm looking for Heckathorn here. Let's see how he handles that. You know, Heckathorn is listed at 6'4", and the guy guarding him is Sean McKelvey, who's way faster, is listed at 5'6". So let's see how that plays out.
Yeah, you definitely have a clean jump ball opportunity where you would think Hackathorn would be able to dominate that. Stephen Canale in the shotgun. He's looking the opposite direction, throw out to the right, just beyond the hands of his wide receiver. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, Morrow was the receiver. It was Morrow, in fact, who lined up right and was guarded by McKelvey. And again, the pass a little bit further down the field than Blackhawk would have hoped. But that's what we anticipated, is a fade pattern on the sideline.
Right. I just thought it was going to go the other side.
Yeah.
Where Hackathorn had that real height advantage over there.
Yes.
They decided to come this way instead on that one. This now, 4th and 4, and you got to wonder what they're going to do at this point. They decided to get away from that bunch formation where they've been able to successfully move the ball. They've gone 3 wide to the left, 1 wide to the right. Canale is in the shotgun, takes a snap, high snap, unable to control it. The ball's still loose. You're looking to see who may fall on it. Maybe it's Blackhawk able to recover.
It doesn't matter, is what the bottom line.
That's true, too.
It just doesn't matter. It's first down Beaver Falls, no matter who comes up with the pigskin.
When you look at having that turnover, they're able to stop Beaver Falls and then be able to have a drive, get some yards, show they're able to do something, and then once again, a high snap on either a shotgun or in that high snap on the punt earlier, really just bringing things to a complete end for Blackhawk on both of those occasions.
Yeah, it just has been a rocky first half for the Cougs. They're going to have to make some adjustments.
And now we are looking at a timeout on the field. The officials call timeout. We're looking at 6:46 left to go in the first half. Blackhawk is trailing Beaver Falls 16-0. You are listening to Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
We're back at Geneva College. Beaver Falls beating up on Blackhawk 16-0. Let's go down to the sideline. Mike Azadian, what do you see down there?
You know what? They had a young man working on the snaps. Number 19, Brady Mayer, listed as a wide receiver linebacker. He was behind me working on the center snaps, and that is 3 times they've gone over the head of the punter. So that's something I'm going to try to ask their head coach at halftime.
Very good. All right, Beaver Falls set up 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Blackhawk. Deshaun is taking the snap, handoff, inside handoff, going to D'Italian Buford, and able to just absolutely part everybody and pick up 13, 14 yards on that play.
Oh yeah, no question about it. And they're if you're an opposing scout at this game,
yes,
you're going to say this offense looks simple. Well, that's nice. Let's see. That's like Sandy Koufax throws fastballs.
That's right. Deshaun Anderson once again on an inside handoff, run up the middle one more time, and this time a pickup of what looks to be 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. And that...
Yeah, that's where the numbers kind of baffle me. We're going to have to figure that out because it's...
That's number 5, right?
Yeah, but it's also clearly not... It's not Damiano Sims who's the offensive center. But we'll work on that at the half. But it was certainly a good carry for the Tigers.
Sure
was. And again, we talk about the battle of first down. Beaver Falls won it by picking up 6.
Deshaun Anderson in shotgun. Buford next to him. Inside handoff to Buford. Over the left-hand side. Big yardage. Once again, the offensive line on that left-hand side just moving everybody backwards.
But the problem is that Damian Lee went down, and he's rolling over in pain. It looked like he got his leg wrapped over when he was pulling to the left side. He's a big cog on both offense and defense for BF. Hopefully they'll be able to attend to him and take care of what ails him.
Yeah, hopefully not much, not very serious in the injury and they're able to get him back into the game as quickly as possible. We'll take a timeout. We are broadcasting live from Geneva College. It's Beaver Falls 16, Blackhawk nothing, 5:44 left to go in the first half. You're listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County Radio.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
And we are back on Mangino with Bruce Fry, Mike Azadian on the sideline. It's Beaver Falls beating Blackhawk 16-0. Coming up later on after the game, the CCBC players of the game will be announced, and we will be interviewing the players at the conclusion of this game as well. Deshaun Anderson is in the shotgun position once again. D'Italian Buford on his left-hand side. Man in motion from right to left, takes a snap. Fakes the inside handoff to the right, keeps it himself. Deshaun Anderson picking up a good 8 yards over that left-hand side once again.
Yeah, a nice tackle by Sam Stewart. But Mangino, the other thing we talk about all the time in our coverage of high school football is with Beaver Falls taking all these snaps, all this tackling physically wears down the defense.
Yes, absolutely. Deshaun Anderson snap from the shotgun position, inside handoff once again to Buford over the left-hand side. Another 6 points for D'Italian Buford.
Yeah, they're going to run left until somebody stops them. That's very, very evident from the action that we've seen.
And now they have gone up 22-0 with 4:58 to go in the first half, and they're getting set up for another what looks to be the potential for a 2-point conversion. They do have someone was practicing kicking during pre-games, but they've decided no, they're going to use this as an opportunity to practice their goal line offense. Deshaun, inside handoff going to the right to Meach Taylor, trying to get to the outside, not able to make it. Blackhawk doing a good job of being able to stop that, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it's funny because with 4:58 to play in the second period, I'm pretty sure that's our first flag of the night. It's going to be against Beaver Falls. It's going to be declined. So we're going to go to a break with the Tigers up 22.
Get the appreciation you deserve and the easy terms that make it possible. Don't let your team down, no matter what league you play in, because right now, Freedom United Federal Credit Union is accepting applications for funding, whatever you have in mind, from a home remodeling project to a trip to the big away game, even a new field for the team.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Yeah, we're going to take the nation. Yeah, we're going to do that again. Welcome back. You are listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVB, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM. You can watch the game on Facebook. You can also watch it on YouTube. It's Beaver County Radio. And one of the things you're going to want to listen to after this game is the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show with their own Bruce Fry.
Yeah, we look forward to it. And again, this is the only time of the year when you don't give the standings because there are none. Everything's non-conference. So we'll do the best we can. And we entertain calls from all walks of life. Maybe people want to talk about Pittsburgh's demolition of the Falcons yesterday. Anything's fair game. But those numbers are 724-843-88 and 724-774-1888 on the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show.
For the CCBC players of the game, who would you look at from both sides of the ball at this point?
Oh my, that's that's too tough to deal with right now, particularly with Beaver Falls. Anderson's played well, but McCoy, I go with McCoy. I'll stick with McCoy.
Okay, he's doing an absolutely dominant
that's
job.
Samari
on the line
McCoy, 6'2", 265, a senior.
Yes. And Beaver Falls lining up for the kick, and it's fielded by an up man at the 30-yard line, takes it right up the middle, makes it to about the 38. Nate Toney with the kick from Beaver Falls, and the return now. Blackhawk, 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
Yeah.
They had some real things going in that previous drive until the snap kind of messed things up.
But still, the bottom line is their drives have been length of 59 seconds, 133, 231, and you mentioned they did drive in the second quarter, but that was still only 4:05, and it resulted in no points. So now we see Canale under center.
Yes, he is. He just hands off to Watson Trent right up the middle, able to pick up just 1 yard on a play, running just right up center.
Yes, Beaver Falls again with the size we've talked about. They also now they've got Jacob Jesseman out there wearing jersey 77. He's 5'10", 270, a sophomore. He is very solid. He is the nose tackle as we speak. He is a hard guy for Blackhawk to push around.
And we're waiting to see if Damian Lee is going to get back into the field. He was able to walk off under his own power as he was hurt earlier. We're hoping to be able to see him back in this as well. Stephen Canale in the shotgun position, 2 wide left, 1 wide right. Takes a snap, rolls to the left, pressure's coming, airs it out on the left-hand side, has a man, in and out of the hands, almost was able to have that.
Well, yeah, and again, it was Stewart down the sideline. It was well defensed by Beaver Falls, though. I believe that was McKelvey on the far side. He reached in and poked it away right when it was arriving. So it was a pretty good pass by Canale, no question about that. It found his man, but BF was able to make a play right at the moment of truth.
And these cornerbacks, you think about in high school, it's a lot about stopping the run, but they're really gifted at being able to stop the pass, many of them as well. Once again, Blackhawk lining up, shotgun, 3 men wide right, 1 man wide left, takes the snap. Stephen Canale getting under pressure, quick throw, just not able to connect with the crossing pattern with A.J. Montgomery right over the middle.
And Anderson is doing 10 push-ups on the field because he believes he did drop the ball. I mean, we have to tell our listeners what we're seeing. It hit him right in the 2 and the 5. He feels bad about it, but he's the deep man on the punt. I'm sure he'll make amends at some point in the game.
And right now, 4th and 9 for Blackhawk, and they are lining up for the punt. And the kicker, not quite sure what the number is on the kicker at this point. Nice, really, really high kick. Calling for a fair catch. Beaver Falls, they take it now 1st and 10 from their own 28.
Yeah, Blackhawks punter has been jersey 12, Alex Pritchard, all night long. And that was, I would think that was the best center to punter connection we've seen tonight for the Cougs.
Apparently a little bit of practice on the sideline can be all the difference makers in the world, right? And now Beaver Falls lining up. This may be some of the worst field position they've had to start a drive where they're starting here at 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line.
Oh, yeah, no question of that. But if any team can make things up in a jiffy, it's the Tigers.
Beaver Falls lining themselves up. Referees now calling for a stop on the play. It looks as though
television timeout.
There's a timeout. Looks as though they just call it, though, for Blackhawk.
Yeah, how about that? Maybe there was something in their defensive formation they didn't like, but with 4:01 to play in the second period, that's their second timeout of this half. BF, I don't believe, has taken any.
Beaver Falls 22 and Blackhawk nothing. Mike Azadian on the sideline. Mike, any idea about that timeout?
This development down here on the sidelines, one of Blackhawk's star players, Thomas Price, equipment off. He's on the bench. They are attending to him right now. Wow. I do not know what it is. I can't get close to them, but he has taken his shoulder pads and jersey off. Price is a tough loss for them if he can't come back in here tonight.
Yeah, he sure is. In fact, if I remember correctly, Coach Feely was saying that he was expecting him to be a potential defensive player of the year for Blackhawk. Maybe not only for Blackhawk, but maybe for the entire conference. Beaver Falls now lining up. They have 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Deshaun Anderson is in the shotgun, hands an inside handoff up the middle, and a nice pickup of about 3 yards. They love that inside handoff.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. They've got the people to push them back.
And Beaver Falls now setting up for a 2nd and 8. And they're taking their time at the snap. We have 2 wide to the left, 1 wide to the right. Deshaun Anderson is set up in the shotgun position. 1 running back over to his left. Looks as though it is Brooks Rawle that is setting up there.
Yeah, apparently Rawle has shifted from jersey 28 to 5. Perhaps that jersey was torn. But that's what the public address announcer tells us here, and that makes perfect sense because he's the guy in the rotation. Beaver Falls calls timeout in that situation, the first one the Tigers have taken in this half.
They absolutely have. Coming up at halftime, we are going to have a conversation with the athletic director for Beaver Falls, Mr. Carbone, talking about Beaver Falls and their multiple trips now, 3 years in a row, to be able to make it to the WPIAL championship game, what that means to an entire community, the school, the program, all of athletics. And so oftentimes we think about fall and football, but there are a lot of other sports that are taking place as well. Girls sports that are taking place, golf, tennis, volleyball. So we'll talk to him about all those coming up.
Include not only that, show. Their cross-country coach is Doug Baega, a former state champion coach in basketball here both in 2005 and in 2013 for the BF Tigers. He's their coach in cross-country, both boys and girls.
There you go. All right, Deshaun Anderson once again in quarterback. Brooks Rawle to his right side, inside handoff right up the middle, and absolutely stopped a wonderful swarming defense from Blackhawk to limit that gain to maybe a yard, possibly 2.
Yeah, and again, this is Blackhawks playing with a lot more. I wouldn't say more heart, but they're certainly getting people in the right places, and they're trying to figure out the offense of Beaver Falls and stop it right at the line.
And it sure seems as though Beaver Falls saying that they have 3 guys who can play quarterback, that they really are liking the idea of Deshaun and Anderson and what he's doing so far tonight.
The one defensive tackle for Blackhawk, the sophomore Maddox Javins at 6'1", 270, is taking up space.
Deshaun Anderson with the snap, fading back the pass. Deep ball down the left-hand side. Man's open.
It's a foul.
And here comes the penalty flag. Oh, my goodness. He could have, it looked as though it was a catch that could have been made clearly, and the referee here seeing a holding call on the play.
Yeah, no question about it. Watson Trent knows what happened. Again, that pass was up in the air, and Pugh was trying to position himself under it. And again, that is one time that the play was right in front of our Beaver County radio booth, and we could see the hold pretty clearly. Particularly the black gloves of Watson. We could see that Watson Trent, and it's clearly a foul.
And considering how the receiver was beyond him, considering he only gave up 10 yards on the play, a whole lot better than giving up maybe 15, maybe even a touchdown.
Well, let's see if BF's not going to get called for a hold here, though. That's the thing. So it could be. We'll just let the officials know they are stepping off against Blackhawk, so that's the appropriate call. But yeah, again, the pass from Beaver Falls had hang time. That's what got Watson Trent back into the picture.
You're right.
I would say that Pugh ran a very nice route, no question about it.
All right, Deshaun Anderson back in the shotgun, checking the wrist for the play. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Sidecar to his right. Taking the snap, faking the inside handoff, slant pattern. What a great catch and throw for a pickup. Number 6, Mike Blackshear, great reception.
Yeah, again, Blackshear, you got to get the ball in his hands. He's a playmaker, and he's fast, and that's what they try to do. And again, it wasn't a fancy play. You throw him a quick pass in hopes he break a tackle. To Blackhawks' credit, they stopped him.
2 wide right, 2 wide left. Quarterback sneak. Anderson up the right-hand side and able to pick up what looks to be enough for another first down, 10 yards on the play.
Yeah, and again, I credit Blackhawk. They're playing hard. They're playing valiantly. That time it was Tristan Brunson at 6'5", 215. He came up and made the play, bounced off of Anderson, but he did make the stop, but not before Anderson picked up the first down.
All right, here we go.
Anderson's working on some tape on his forearm, though. The play clock's at 20, so he's got time to think it over.
Yes, he does. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Takes a snap, fakes a little bit of a draw, and then completes the pass to number 4. What a great catch, Sean McKelvey, with a slant pattern over the middle. Great once again, pass and catch.
That's nice. You throw on a one play, you throw it to a guy who leads off your 4x400, and on the next play, you throw it to a guy who's your anchor of the 4x400. It's nice to have that kind of speed. You can't key on one guy.
And it's also pretty impressive to see how they are willing to mix it up with Deshaun, with the run and the pass. Normally you would think that the way things were going, Caden Brickner would be in there for the pass calls, but no, Deshaun looking good.
It's just time's becoming a factor as we're under a minute.
And now Deshaun Anderson fading back the pass, and a quick throw over to the right, pickup of about maybe 15 yards. What a great throw and catch once again.
Yeah, Blackshear's right there. He's in perfect position, running the out. But Mangino, do we agree that was his best forward pass down the field? He's thrown some short stuff, but that was his deepest and most accurate completion.
It absolutely was. He is looking really good, very composed, playing as though he wants that starting job all to himself. Once again, he's set up in the shotgun, man in motion, taking the ball himself, snaking it. It was more of a quarterback draw where it was kind of like a little bit of a fake, but he was able to score a touchdown once again. Beaver Falls scoring again, 28-0 now with 36.9 seconds left to play.
Yeah, I guess that's going to go as an 8-yard touchdown run. But, yes, we've used that phrase quite a bit tonight, Mangino, but that's because we've seen it. Quarterback draw.
Yes.
A one step back, it freezes the defense. It gives you a time to look for an opportunity at the line, and Anderson saw what he wanted and headed forward.
Looked absolutely remarkable on this series. Anderson doing it all, whether it's running it and able to evade tacklers, able to read the defenses remarkably well when it comes to throwing those slant routes, that deep pattern over to the right-hand side, on his right-hand side, on the far side of the field. He just looked as though, you know what, I want this quarterback job.
Yeah, and what happened was BF called this timeout here with 37 seconds and a half. Let's see if they may not try a conversion here. Sometimes if, when you're up big, like Beaver Falls is up big, you get a chance to try a kicker and audition a kicker, although Tony is the one who did the most of it in the pregame with Brickner as the holder.
Yes.
But I don't see any evidence of that. Now Tony is at the 40. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't him. So apparently they're not going to try to kick here, but they're in fact going to try another deuce or an attempt at a deuce. And again, if you just joined us, 28 points for Beaver Falls. Let's remind our listeners, 2 of them came on a safety and not a 2-point conversion. It is, in fact, Brickner who's going to take a snap under center on this 2-point conversion.
Brickner under center.
He actually does drop back.
He does, back in the shotgun. Buford over to his right-hand side. Everybody else is up tight except for one wide out to the left. Inside handoff to Buford, and Blackhawk just absolutely penetrating the line of scrimmage, able to stop that well beyond maybe a 5-yard loss on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, no question. No time comes off the clock, though. We're at 36.9 seconds to play in the first half. Beaver Falls leads the game 28-0 on Beaver County Radio. There's a Blackhawk player down, so we're going to take a break.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep are the Full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click BFY.
We are back at Geneva College. 28-0. Beaver Falls over Blackhawk. 36.9 seconds left to go in this first half. It's been all Beaver Falls, absolutely dominating, Bruce. Both sides of the ball able to run at will, and Deshaun Anderson showing in this last drive, pass at will too.
Yeah, I think the one of the telling statistics in the first half, Mangino, might be the number 2. Two first downs for the Cougars.
Wow.
That says about as much as this half as you and I can commentate.
Yeah, they had one decent drive that looked as though
it had both of those two.
Yes, and just not able to keep things going. Ended up just having the wheels fall off, and it just disappointing for Blackhawk at this point. Beaver Falls lining up for the kick. Ball's on the 40. 2 deep men for Blackhawk, and the kick. More of a pooch-style kick to an up man. Pick it up around a 24-yard line, running it over the middle, trying to get away from some tacklers, and then ultimately swarmed over by Beaver Falls. 3 different tacklers in on that. Blackhawk now 31.3 seconds left to go in the half. What do you do at this point? Do you run it once and let
I
yourself
dive
go
into
to halftime?
I would run one dive into the line to make Beaver Falls think that we were just going to sleep, and then I'd try a fade pattern to Heckathorn.
Okay, I like the way you think. Let's see if they're thinking that same way. Blackhawk is huddling up.
We should say I believe.
Their time.
Yeah, go ahead. I apologize. I believe that I saw Damian Lee walking around, but he's just not on the field yet. See, he's the big man in front of us.
Yes.
He is not on the field, but he is walking under his own power.
That is a very good sign. Canale taking a snap under center, inside handoff, and it goes absolutely nowhere on the play. Number 5 with the – who was it that had that run?
Watson Trent,
23. There you go. And that looks as though it's going to do it. Blackhawk coming up to the line of scrimmage.
Well, yeah, they are in position to hike it, yes.
It looks as though they're going to try to beat this game clock. Canale gets the snap off, handoff to Watson Trent up the middle, able to pick up 8 yards on the play, but it's now halftime. 28-0. Beaver Falls over Blackhawk. You are listening to Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio. Coming up, we will hear from the athletic director, Mr. Carbone of Beaver Falls. Next.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, a law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, helping you put your life back together. Attorney Joe George.
You worry about getting better. You worry about taking care of the medical side of things. We'll take care of all the legal side. I don't want you worrying about whether a letter needs to go out to an insurance company. You worry about getting to your doctor's appointments. You worry about getting your physical therapy appointments. You worry about getting better. If you have to have surgery, you worry about take you back and forth to the surgical center or the hospital. And all those things, I try to put my client at ease from the standpoint of, look, this is where things are going to go. You just worry about getting there on your side of things.
For your initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
A Beaver County high school football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number 1 in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental in Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
In sports broadcasts, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set your high school student for life. This is Laura Delvecchio, the Assistant Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, with more great news. There is still availability for this school year in some of our top-earning career training programs like masonry, machine tool technology, collision repair, and greenhouse and landscaping. But you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry! Classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Welcome back. I'm Mangino. We are live at Geneva College. Beaver Falls is beating up on Blackhawk 28-0. We are at halftime. We now go to an interview that I had with the athletic director for Beaver Falls, Mr. Carbone, earlier this afternoon. My guess is you're about as busy as a man can be for opening Friday in high school football.
I would have to agree with that. To start out at home, week 0, with your neighboring school, one of your rival schools, certainly is a big night. And one of the other things that we're dealing with is we haven't started school yet, so that's a little bit of a different way to open the season as well. So, but here we are, we're excited, and we're ready to go.
What does this game mean to Beaver Falls when it comes to having this rival in Blackhawk? You know, everybody knows once a part of the school system, you share a zip code, bragging rights. What does this mean?
I would say I would go with the latter. As far as it's been, what now, close to 50 years that the school districts that Blackhawk has been in existence. So to a lot of the younger people, they've always known that Blackhawk is Blackhawk and never part of Beaver Falls. So I would have to say that sharing the zip code is definitely the theme for both of these, for both of the young people involved with this, from both Beaver Falls and Blackhawk. So I would say the zip code is the big thing.
You're always looking ahead, but if you would, allow me to go back for the past 3 years. 3 straight appearances at the WPIAL final at Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium. What does that mean for not only the football program, but the entire community? I mean, there are many school districts that wish that they could have done that for 3 years in a row. And you're looking at the very good possibility of making it 4 straight seasons.
Well, you know, Robert, getting there one time is a feat in and of itself, let alone 3 in a row. And with that comes a lot of excitement. Also with that comes a lot of expectation, as you just stated. There is talk that the Tigers are supposed to be pretty good again this year, and the possibilities of getting back a 4th year in a row, I guess that is on the table. But at the same time, we have a long season ahead of us. We're looking forward to opening night, and we're just going to take it 1 week at a time. That's all we can do.
High school sports, it's always dominated by football, but there's a lot more going on this fall than just football for the Beaver Falls School District. You have varsity volleyball and tennis for the girls, also golf, cross country. We all talk about, you know, going to and feeling it for Friday nights for the lights in high school football, but let's not forget about these other programs that are very important to schools as well.
Absolutely. We have over 100 kids involved in our fall sports, and that is over and beyond what the football team has. So yes, it's very exciting. A lot of student involvement. The golf team and the tennis teams, we've already started our regular season, and the volleyball will start next week, and cross country will start next week too. So it's very exciting. It's a great time of the year. The kids get back in the building. It's a fresh start for all of them. So we have a lot of students involved in athletics, extracurriculars and athletics, and we're certainly excited about that.
Many people lament how much screen time teenagers experience nowadays. It's not just the TVs like when we were growing up. It's a computer on a phone right in front of you 24/7, 365. Has that had any impact on the number of kids that are interested in playing high school sports?
It has. There are other things to do. So, at one time, the extracurriculars and the sports, they were an outlet, and they still are an outlet, but they were kind of like the only outlet for kids. And anymore, there's so many other things, which includes, that screen time. And let's face it, the having that cell phone in your hands is very convenient, but at the same time, it could be a little bit of a detriment as well. So we're excited that we still have a good number of kids that want to get involved and want to participate. And that's a good thing for them as they go through this process of being a high school student.
Because there's so much more than just playing the game. I've talked to countless coaches, and it's not just about winning games. It's about turning young men into men and understanding the adversities of life and the challenges that come from that. You can't get that from scrolling through TikTok videos. You can only get that if you're involved in athletics, whether it be individual sports like a tennis or golf or cross country, or in team sports.
Absolutely. So the athletic program and our philosophy has always been, it's an extension of the classroom. So you're here for 8 periods of the day. Your practice session after school is it's period 9. And then if you have an event that late afternoon or early evening, it's an extension, it's discipline, it requires commitment, everybody's level. So yes, very much so.
Jim Carbone joining us, Beaver Falls Athletic Director. Good luck for the rest of the game this evening and the season as it progresses, not only football, but all of Beaver Falls athletics this fall in 2023.
Thank you, Robert. It was my pleasure.
Once again, we are live here at Geneva College, Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM, and you can also watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. We will come back with more from the game. Once again, Beaver Falls winning 28-0 against Blackhawk. We'll get some scores from around the county and more coming up next.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Bross from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
At Pittsburgh Bay's Goldberg, Persky & White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock & Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com. If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but winning is all in the game when you shop for a used car at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Because the Beaver Valley Auto Mall believes that the experience of buying a used car should be an exciting and simple process. When you're looking for a used car near the Beaver Valley area, look no further than the inventory of cars and trucks and SUVs at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Stop in today and see their incredible selection. You'll find all the help you need or click BeaverValleyCars.com. Beaver Valley Auto Mall, near the mall in Center Township.
My guess is you're about as busy as a man can be for. Welcome back. I'm Mangino along with Bruce Fry. We'll check in with Mike Azadian here coming up in a moment. Quick reminder, Falcone's Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up after the game. And right now it's time to check in with Bruce Fry and get the Fry Transportation updates on scores from the update desk.
Yeah, part of what we'll talk about tonight. Here on our game, Beaver Falls 28, Blackhawk 0. Across the border, Austintown Fitch, Central Valley is Austintown Fitch 20, Central Valley 7. Highlands in a close one leads Ambridge 13-8, and an even closer one, Quaker Valley leads Freedom 7-6. Laurel over New Brighton 16-0. Moon, or I should say West Allegheny over Moon 14-0. Ulsh over Shenango at Moon area 20-3. Southside over Hopewell 14-0. We believe they're all halftime scores here on the Fry Transportation Center Instant Update Desk.
And coming up a little bit later on in the broadcast at the end of the game, we'll have the CCBC players of the game for both Beaver Falls and for Blackhawk. And right now I want to check in with Mike Azadian, who's down on the field. Mike, what is the latest that you have? We've had an injury, a couple of injuries that have taken place. What do you know about both of the players, one from Blackhawk, one from Beaver Falls?
Nothing on the young man from Beaver Falls. I could not get any confirmation there. But for Blackhawk, Thomas Price, he got injured when they tripped him up from behind. He had the football in front of him, and he fell directly on the football, and he had a chain on, and the chain in the football, they're talking sternum. He's having a problem. He's having problems breathing. I sat really close to him on the bench, talked to some people in the know, and I talked to a photographer who showed me how he got injured. So I'm not sure if he's coming back in. He has his equipment off, and I'll try to find out with the Beaver Falls. Now, do you need me to get the head coach of Beaver Falls coming out of halftime? Or
yeah,
no?
That would be great if you could. Thomas Price injury, I mean, he is one that Coach Feely has been talking about just being an absolute stud on the football field, both sides of the ball. He's an athlete that can play practically any position. A huge loss if they're not able to get him back.
No doubt about it.
Once again, Mike Azadian joining us down on the sidelines, and we will talk to him and get an interview with one of the coaches coming up in just a few minutes. We'll come back with more of the halftime show from the Geneva College, where Beaver Falls is beating Blackhawk 28-0. We're broadcasting live from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. More in moments right here on Beaver County Radio.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Ganew's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Ganew's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Ganew's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
Do you know a child who struggles to read? If so, the tuition-free brick-and-mortar Provident Charter School West is here to help. The Provident Charter School West in Baden is helping children from 1st grade through 4th learn to overcome dyslexia so they can return to their hometown schools and graduate with their friends. Provident Charter School West meets the needs of children with dyslexia so they can become the inventors and educators of tomorrow. For more information, visit providentcharterschool.org.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
The local McDonald's restaurants are proud to be partners with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring Beaver County high school football games all season long. Stop in to any of the local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burritos, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Text McHire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it. Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu.
It's all right. Yeah, there you go.
We are back. Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio. We are live at Geneva College, Beaver Falls, all over Blackhawk, 28-0 in the first half. And Bruce, when you're at this point in a game, and I'm trying to get in the mind of Coach Feely at this point, what are you looking for in a win? What do you try to come out of here
You're trying to win small battles. You're trying to come up with positive highlights, things that'll look good in your film session. You're looking for anything, a good hit from the linebacking spot, a nice block at the line of scrimmage. You're just looking for positives that you can use to reinforce your team, because they're going against what appears to be a juggernaut tonight in the Beaver Falls Tigers.
We were talking with Mike Azadian a little while ago. Tom Bryce out at this point, not quite sure whether or not he's going to be able to come back in and play. Absolutely outstanding on defense, one of the key players for them on offense as well as an athlete.
Yes.
What does losing somebody like him mean to a program?
It's just tough. Somebody else who's not as experienced has to step up and play. We've already seen that. For those who've just joined us, is Dante Campagna, the good wide receiver, defensive back for Blackhawk, did not even play because of a separated shoulder. He's on the sidelines. So Blackhawk, even though they're a 4A school, any high school team is going to start to see some depletion when they lose starters. And as we all know, at most levels of high school football, is when you lose one starter, you lose two starters. You lose one on offense and one on defense.
All right, let's go down to Mike Azadian on the sideline with Coach Nardone.
Coach, let's talk about this team. You guys ran the ball really well. Your line's playing well. And then at the end of the second quarter, you started passing. Seems like you guys are doing what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, every team wants to be balanced. We feel like we can be. Obviously, we're a typical run-first team, but if a defense presents the opportunity to throw the ball, we're going to take advantage of it.
You did a good job on defense, especially at the line. Line play's been the name of the game. You come back with a strong line. A lot of coaches would rather come back with a strong line. Your line is probably one of the strongest you've had in a long time. How do you feel about their play?
Oh, tremendous. I mean, like you said, game's won up front. Everybody knows that. And we have a great that is working. I go down. Another kid just stepped right in, filled the shoes, so we're proud of him.
Speaking of the guy going down, Damian Lee, sorry about that.
Oh, he's fine. I think he just tweaked an ankle, but we don't want to do anything stupid in an exhibition game.
Well, exhibition game, but, a lot of these kids call it the Battle of the Zip. It's really not an exhibition game for both schools.
I mean, we're smart. We got a long ahead of us.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck. All right, guys, back up to you. Also, there is an injury to a man right here to my right. One of the stick guys got hurt on a 2-point conversion, so we have 4 injuries then just to players.
I didn't realize that we needed 2 deep rosters on the stick guys.
Yeah, we do. Maybe send Bruce down.
No question about it. Again, football's a contact game. Things can happen, but thanks for being perceptive and being on the sidelines, Mike.
Damian Lee, the injury to the lineman for Beaver Falls. Coach talking about how it's a tweak of an ankle. Clearly games matter. This game well in hand for Beaver Falls at this point. But one of the things everybody needs to keep in mind, these early games aren't conference games. And even if something tragic were to happen to where you end up losing this game, what really matters are the conference games starting in a couple of weeks.
And the other thing is also is Damian Lee might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. He's been out there, I believe, starting for 3 years, if not more. So he knows his reps on offense, and he has his footwork set on defense. So that's the Beaver Falls is in a position where they have the luxury of resting him and letting this young guy, Jacob Jesseman, at 5'10", 270, get a bunch of reps on the defensive line.
Yeah, you wonder where Damian Lee is going to play and if he is going to play at the next level, considering It's been reported that he bench presses 315, deadlifts 605s, and squats 400. It's one thing to be able to move that kind of weight, but then to go out on the football field and show that athleticism, you hope a guy like that gets an opportunity to play somewhere else after high school.
Well, again, it's totally up to him. I would always say this. Anybody who lives in 15010 can go to Geneva for nothing. You can always think about that.
Good point. Excellent point. We're broadcasting live from Geneva College. It's Beaver Falls on top of Blackhawk, 28-0. The second half kickoff is coming up next on Beaver County Radio.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Have you ever thought about where the football team would be without the quarterback? They probably wouldn't fare very well at all. Going through life with dental problems can be similar. That's because so much of what we do and how we interact and entertain with others is dependent upon good dental hygiene. If dental conditions have you sidelined, start by calling the right signals with dental care from Dr. C. Timothy Lip. Visit lipdentistry.com. Dr. C. Timothy Lip, your family dentist on College Hill and Robinson Township.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its fourth year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team where everyone plays and, more importantly, everyone wins. This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union. If you need a loan, it's game time. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden or Aliquippa. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or click friendlyfcu.org. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
Coming up after the game, we will have the Electric Garage Doors postgame show where we will be interviewing the winning coach, and also we'll be interviewing the CCBC players of the game. That'll take place right before we go to the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. We are just seconds away from the second half kickoff. We talked about what Blackhawk is looking to accomplish in this second half. What do you see Beaver Falls looking to do in the second half?
Stay healthy.
That's it.
Yeah, well, run offense, run plays, run the ball, run the clock, but try everything. I mean, you try any option you want. You try to throw short, you try to throw long, you try jet sweeps, you try dives, you try counters, you try everything you can think of, particularly because Beaver Falls is running an awful lot more snaps. Mm-hmm. Real quickly to reiterate, or anybody just joined us, Blackhawks drives have lasted 59 seconds, 133, 231, 405, 57 seconds, and 37 seconds. Not only do they have only 2 first downs in the game, venerable Times reporter Bill Allman tells us that they are minus 7 yards in total offense, mainly it was because it was a minus 39 on that safety.
Right.
So statistically, it's been a bust for the Blackhawk Cougars. So for Beaver Falls, they're just going to run offense. The good news for Blackhawk, they get the football to start the third period.
Beaver Falls lining up for the kick, and it's Nate Toney getting ready for the kickoff. And they're about to start the second half here at Geneva College. The kick is away, And it goes to a deep man at the 25, takes it back over to the center of the field, up the middle, and is taken down right around the 37-yard line. So it's Blackhawk first and 10 from their own 37.
Yeah, and that's taken again by Sam Stewart, who has returned most of the kickoffs for Blackhawk. And we are told that he is not, the Blackhawk coaches tell me that he is not related to Nate Stewart, the fine tailback and defensive back of Blackhawks' glory days in the early 90s.
Blackhawks starting a little closer to Beaver Falls goal line than I had thought. They're on the 39 at this point. Stephen Canale in the shotgun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He's moving his running back from his left to his right. Sends his man in motion across the formation, takes a snap, looking back, quick throw out to the right, able to make the completion, able to pick up just a couple of yards. It's number 3, Tyler Heckathorn on the reception, 6'4", 190 senior.
Yeah, that's his first catch of the game. They look to him in the offense. And Mangino, the other thing, tell me what you think. I don't believe that Blackhawk has crossed the 50. And now there's a player down on the far sideline. It's the Beaver Falls Tigers. It's a little bit too far to tell. It may be McKelvey, though, because he's the defensive back on that far sideline. We'll let them sort it out, but it is a stoppage of play here at Reeves.
And we will take this stoppage as well. Good news, though, is he is up and he is walking under his own power.
Yeah, it actually winds up being Blackshear on the far side.
And Blackshear, you talked about wanting to get out of this game healthy, and you don't want to lose somebody that has been as gifted and as talented and has performed as well as he has today. Let's take 30 seconds. Well, you know what? Now he's running off the sideline. How about if we just keep it right here? It's great news to be able to see somebody that was able to be down, get back up, not only walk off on his own power, he's jogging over to the sideline. It looks as though he's going to take a couple of snaps off and hopefully get right back in this game.
No question. Blackshear, again, a versatile player for the Tigers, and he'll hopefully be able to walk it off and return.
All right. Once again, Blackhawk lined up, completely spread formation, 2 right, 2 left, snap, running back out to the right, rolling to the right, trying to make a pass, completes it to Heckathorn, running down the sideline to the 10-5. Touchdown, Heckathorn. What a catch. Run just blew by everybody.
Yeah, that'll go as a 61-yard completion. And I'm so sorry, a 59-yard completion. Let's see if there's any fouls. That's the only thing that could be a drawback. The officials are talking on the sideline. Let's see if it's going to come back. Blackhawk believes not, as their fans dressed in Hawaiian motif, the student body on the far side in front of Matheny Fieldhouse. They celebrate, but I don't see the ball being spotted at the 3-yard line for an extra point.
No, it looks as though there may have been some penalty that was called.
Well, yeah,
and it's coming back. I'm just not sure if it was beyond the first down chains or not. They're bringing the ball all the way back.
Right, we'll just
setting it up at the 41.
Yeah, which was the original line of scrimmage.
Yes. Oh, they called it an incomplete pass. It sure looked as though he caught that.
Uh-huh.
Did it look to you like he caught it?
We're not the NFL. You know, our good friend Gene Sterator, who appeared on our Summer Coaches Corner, he gets the benefit of replay. We don't.
No, we do not. It just sure seemed as though he had that. I didn't remember him going down low for the ball to where it could even be close. However, the officials had the final call, and everybody's back.
They're a lot closer than we are. We respect their judgment.
Absolutely. 3 wide left, 1 wide right. Snap back to Canale. Tosses it over to the right-hand side. Jump ball. And an incomplete pass, just not able to bring it in. Wonderful defense once again by Beaver Falls.
Well, yeah, to me, though, that was not to show my age, that was a Bobby Lane situation where if you try a pass and it goes for a touchdown like that, even though if it isn't caught, you go run the thing all over again. It was just don't touch your dial if you're watching on Facebook. It wasn't an instant replay.
No, it was
the same play called twice in a row.
And that's not a bad idea against that same cornerback. You may run a different receiver over there, but make that cornerback run like that again. So now Blackhawk, with a 4th and 8 from their own 41, is in a very similar position to what they've been in the past. They're now back for a punt.
They're also subbing guys too, Mangino.
Yes.
They're not really set. To me, Well, I guess there's got to be a flag, you would think, because of the way Blackhawk was not set.
No. Great punt, though, however. They did throw a flag down on the play. You got to wonder if Beaver Falls is going to take the penalty and drag them back further, or just take the possession and say, let's go ahead and take it from here.
We'll sit back and watch.
Yes,
the flag is on the ground. Blackhawk definitely jumped before the snap. But Coach Nardone, I can't see through his back, but it seems like he's not wanting it. No, Coach Nardone's out on about the 45-yard line, and he wants the football. I don't know if he would want a re-kick or not. We'll let them sort it out.
Considering the struggles that Blackhawk has had in the punting game, you got to wonder, do you drive them back, maybe having a little bit of a problem? Now Nardone's saying, no, take them back 10 yards, we'll do this all over again.
Yeah, that appears to be the situation. Here it is. Penalty against Blackhawk.
Illegal shift.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw people.
Absolutely.
Right. We saw that. Those are the kind of things that sometimes can be dismissed as first game shortcomings. But if that happens in late October, that can cost you a playoff berth.
A completely different story than Thomas Wasco, the referee tonight on the call, dropping that penalty flag and letting us know about that.
And for the record,
shift.
for playoffs, again, we've talked about Beaver Falls and their run through the tournament a year ago. Blackhawk lost in the first round at Armstrong by, I believe, 26-7 or so. That was when they were faced that machine gun thrower, Cade Olson, a 7,000-yard career passer who is now at the University of Pennsylvania in Philly. I'm eager to see if that young man gets on the field in the Ivy League this fall.
We're coming up on a fourth down play for Blackhawk. They call timeout. It looks as though Beaver Falls called timeout, trying to figure out what they're going to try to set up, maybe.
Blackhawk did.
Oh, Blackhawk called the timeout? Okay, Blackhawk calling the timeout. We're looking at a 4th and what looks to be 14 punt situation coming up. They're on their own 36. Beaver Falls is winning 28-0. 10:58 left to go here in the third quarter, and we're about to find out whether or not the decision by Coach Nardone to have Blackhawk kick this again is going to improve their field position. Let's find out what they're going to do.
Yeah, well, let's take a look back. I think it was about the 36 is where Beaver Falls would have started, looking out from here.
Yes.
I believe that's about where it was, because I remember it was sort of in between you and I here in our broadcast. Oh, it was. It was right, I'm at the 40 and you're at about the 36.
There you go. All right. They're waiting for the snap. Punter gets it. Nice snap once again. Gets it away. Fielded. Nope. Let it bounce, and now the ball is touched down by Blackhawk at the 32. So it looks as though taking the penalty was actually in Blackhawk's favor and not in Beaver Falls.
But that's because that the punter, Pritchard, was able to bounce it in front of Anderson, and he was unable to return it. So, again, you can't blame Coach Nardone for that decision. He wanted the opportunity. We're going to have a TV timeout, it looks like.
Yes, we are. 28-0. Beaver Falls beating Blackhawk. 10:58 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to that's right. Before we go to the break, how about if we go to Mike Azadian on the sideline? Mike, what's the latest you have from the sideline tonight?
Well, they're not happy down here on the Blackhawk sideline. They felt that the pass was complete. Stephen Canale got hit, and what a play he made to even get the ball thrown. And they all thought that he caught the ball. Looked to me that he caught the ball. They were stunned that they called that ball back. The penalties, they're not happy with the kids on the penalties as well, and they're still coaching them up down here. And as Bruce pointed out, Blackhawk's still playing hard. These kids have a lot of pride.
Yeah, Mike. But Mike, the thing is, though, I thought that Heckathorn reached up. I just can't see where.
Too.
Yeah,
I don't know. Unless he stepped out of bounds, but I didn't see them. I didn't see them say he went out of bounds.
Yeah,
everybody thought it was a touchdown. They didn't. I didn't see a late call. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I was surprised, Mike, because usually somebody does step out of bounds. The official runs right to that spot and puts his foot down.
There you go.
I agree.
All right, we're back with the field of play and TV timeout. The Red Hat, he's out there still. A couple more seconds.
Red Hat,
he's making his way back. He's making his way off.
Great summer job. I wish I could have done that out of college.
There you go. He's given the roll of the hands. He's ready to get playback started again. Beaver Falls has it. 1st and 10 from their own 32 on the far hash mark. Deshaun Anderson taking the snap. Fake handoff on the wide receiver coming around. He's up the middle, down to the right-hand side, splitting receivers, picking up the first down, and it was actually P.D. Pugh that went in and took the snap. P.D. Pugh now coming up a little gingerly, coming over to the sideline for Beaver Falls. But what a great play by him to be able to evade the tacklers, make it up the right-hand side for a big game.
And for those of you who might not have been thinking about football in the summer, Beaver Falls leads 28-0. If they're to score 7 points on this drive or at any point, the clock will run.
And Deshaun Anderson throwing it deep and an incomplete pass to number 6, Mike Blackshear. Good to see Blackshear back in the game.
Right, it is. But yeah, for Blackshear, that pass was 360 meters less than what he's used to. That was a 40-yard pass. He's used to running a 400 meters and a 200. Give him credit. He won the WPIL in both. But yeah, he was tremendously open. And again, that's just one that the guys will work on in practice as the season wears on.
Absolutely. All right. Deshaun Anderson lining up. Tight formation for Beaver Falls, looking to the sideline to get the latest play coming in from the coaches. Running back getting up close, takes a snap. Following that, fullback darts inside and is able to just get back to the line of scrimmage. A lot of movement, a lot of running,
right.
Just no yards.
Yeah, to be honest with you, man, Gino, that took a lot of shifty footwork just to get to the line of scrimmage. It truly did. And as Mike pointed out, and I certainly agree, Blackhawk is playing hard. They have pride. They realize it's 15010. They see these kids in the mall and on the streets and whatever. They're trying to have some dignity here in the third quarter.
Yes, they are. They're playing well up on the front line. Blackhawk doing what they can to be able to keep this a game that isn't beyond the 35 points. Deshaun Anderson, a chase down, fumbles as he's trying to throw. It looks as though it's still up for grabs.
Right.
Blackhawk is saying that they have the ball. The referee's calling for timeout and gives the signal. Blackhawk football on Beaver Falls,
right.
What looks to be the 43-44 yard line.
Yeah, Mangino, that's the age-old thing. Did the quarterback's arm go forward? Brandon Rodriguez, a junior 5'10 linebacker, came in and applied the hit and recovered the fumble as well. I'm positive he recovered the fumble. I believe that he caused the hit also. So credit Blackhawk for playing hard. They realize that Beaver Falls leads by 28, but they've played them to a standstill here in period number 3.
So oftentimes coaches coming in at halftime when you're losing like they're losing and say, listen, let's pretend like this is a 0-0 game and let's win this half. Can we do that? And Blackhawk, they found the motivation and they're playing very, very well.
And I
so
do
far.
believe this is the first time they're in Tiger territory also.
Canale, fake handoff, back to pass, throws it deep. And another attempt to Heckathorn and a wonderful breakup of that pass by Zashawn McKelvey.
Yeah, we've talked about this matchup before. Is McKelvey is listed at 5'6", and certainly Heckathorn is listed at 6'4", but the ball hung up and it wasn't high. It wasn't up in the so-called wheelhouse of Heckathorn, or he might have been able to go up the ladder, so to speak. But still, McKelvey, because he is so fast, had great position.
2nd and 10, Blackhawk on the Beaver Falls 44, near side. Canale under center, fakes the handoff, swing pass to number 12 to the right-hand side. Great performance, great play, able to bring in those linebackers on that fake handoff and giving him a lot of room out there.
Alex Pritchard, who we've seen on the field primarily as the punter tonight, he makes the reception. But what happened, what made it work is that Heckathorn was able to drive McKelvey deep by faking the flag pattern, and that left things wide open underneath, as they say, for Pritchard to make the reception.
Blackhawk doing their best. They do not want to see a 35-point rule come into play here. They're back to a formation that was very successful for them in the second quarter. 3 running backs across the top of the backfield. Fake handoff by Canale. Once again, throws it over to the right-hand side to Heckathorn, and a wonderful defensive play one more time to keep that pass from being completed.
Yeah, well, the bottom line is McKelvey caught the football. The only difference, the only problem for BF is that they were off the field of play. Blackhawk is running these fades to Heckathorn on the short side of the field, and we've seen him several times tonight make receptions or be near receptions off the field of play.
Blackhawk coming to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 from Beaver Falls 30 on the far hash mark. Everybody is uptight. 3 running backs across the top. And now we got to find out whether or not it was movement on the left-hand side for Blackhawk or Beaver Falls jumping the gun. And we're waiting for the call from the official once again, Thomas Wasco.
Big Jacob Jessamine comes in there, and they do legislate. It's against BF. So Blackhawk in it. We've talked about this before. Not only are they in Beaver Falls territory, but they're only 5 yards out of the so-called red zone.
That's very nice for them. Absolutely. 2nd and 5 from the 25. Everybody in tight once again. A little bit of a fumble on the quarterback exchange, but able to hand it off and pick up nearly 4 yards. That was close to being having a ball lost and a turnover.
Yeah, no question about it. But still, Sam Stewart with the carry. And Mike reported that Thomas Price Jr., one of their top running backs or at least wing backs, he is out for now. So Blackhawk is trying to figure out who's going to carry the football, although their leading guy, Watson Trent, is still in the backfield.
The best formation productivity-wise for Blackhawk, uptight, 3 running backs, 1 goes in motion, and a lot of pressure for Stephen Canale. And once again,
who wrecks it?
Samari McCoy just absolutely penetrating through that offensive line and breaking up that play.
No question about it. And again, we've talked about Blackhawk, and they have some younger guys in the line. Well, Samari McCoy is not young. He is experienced. He's been around. He's been to Acrisure Stadium. He's been to the West Final, the game against Wilmington in 2020. So he's seen quite a bit of postseason football.
And what an amazing lineman. First team Midwest Conference for offense and for defense. Blackhawk now set up in the shotgun formation, 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Canale back to pass, throws it real quick, little hook pattern. Was it complete? And a fumble maybe? It looks that way. It looks as though the officials are saying it was a complete pass and then a fumble, and now it's Beaver Falls football.
And the receiver's down as well. I can't quite see if that's Heckathorn or not, but it was a slant over the middle, and sometimes when that the receiver is glued on the quarterback, he catches the pass. He doesn't see the defender zeroing in on him, and we're going to have a stoppage of play by virtue of the referees.
Yeah, I can't tell. It looks as though it's a single number from the number on the shoulder, but can't quite tell who that is at this point.
Yeah, I'm looking on the sideline to see if I see number 3 because I believe he is the guy down, but if I saw number 3 on the sideline, I would believe otherwise.
Mike, are you able to tell who the injured player is? Mike?
Guys, I can't tell.
Yeah, it does. It winds up
number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9 for Blackhawk.
I think it's a leg cramp. I mean, we've seen a couple tonight earlier. One of the other guys from Blackhawk had a leg cramp, and I believe this is as well. So being hot and humid all day like this, you're going to get this on the first games. We always see that.
A.J. Montgomery up and walking off the field under his own power. 3-sport athlete. You talk about somebody who is really performing well and is really into athletics, football, wrestling, and track for A.J. Montgomery. Beaver Falls now taking possession. It is 1st and 10 for them on their own, we'll call it the 23-yard line, near the near hash marks, pretty close to the center of the field at this point. Beaver Falls in a spread formation. 1 wide to the right, 1 wide to the left, and 2 wide receivers, tight ends, 1 coming in motion across the line of scrimmage. Inside handoff to number 5, I believe that is. I see that right, Bruce?
It's Bricks again.
Bricks one more time with the ball. Petey Pugh with the quarterback exchange.
Yes. So, and again, that's the one thing about Coach Nardone. When you're up 28 points, you can be in the laboratory experimenting all you want.
I just saw Deshaun Anderson on the sideline, and he's wanting to get back in this game. He's not ready to be out of the game when they're up 28-0. But Petey Pugh, Coach Nardone making it very clear that this is not a one-quarterback team. There are multiple players who are able to play quarterback, and we've seen them all, Caden Brickner, Petey Pugh, and Deshaun Anderson. Referees just calling a timeout conversation with Coach Nardone.
They're pointing at the scoreboard also. I'm not sure, but we'll let that settle out. It's been a lengthy game here tonight, no question about it.
All right, I tell you what, how about if we take 30 seconds? Do we have time for a 30-second here? We'll take 30 seconds. You're listening to Beaver County Football. I tell you what, hold on 1 second. They're coming back to play a little bit faster than I thought they were going to. Okay, it looks as though the referees are going to wind things up and get them back into play. Beaver Falls second and 9 yards, nearly 10, as they're set up 3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Petey Pugh is in the quarterback position with Buford on his hip. Quick pass over to his wide out, able to pick up nearly 12 yards on the play.
Denari Harris wearing jersey 2. He's listed at 5'6", 130, a senior. He had his back to the defense when he made the reception, spun off his left shoulder, and advanced up the field.
Looking really good once again. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 35. Beaver Falls not huddling up, kind of spreading everything out. Petey Pugh looking at the formation the defense is showing them, 1 deep safety. He leans down, ready to take the snap. Player in motion to the right, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Snap back, decides to take it himself, runs it up the right-hand side, picks up 2 yards on the play.
And a guy, again, we've talked about earlier in this game, the inside linebacker, Brendan Rodriguez, 5'10", 170 for Blackhawk. He has been a nuisance defensively. He shoots the gap and makes the stop pretty much behind the line of scrimmage.
It's great to see Blackhawk continue to play hard considering the score. 28-0, 6:04 to go in the third quarter with a running clock. Petey Pugh set up in shotgun formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, inside handoff once again over to the left-hand side, and D'Italian Buford able to make a couple of players miss and pick up about 5 yards on the play.
Oh, no question again. What did we see, though? Beaver Falls runs to the left side. I mean, it's just that's what they are really bent on doing, and they're certainly making plays at the line of scrimmage with their blockers.
You got to wonder how much longer until you bring in the 2s. Do you bring in the 2s anytime soon, or do you keep
I think
the one team out there for a while?
Early in the season like this, I would let your number 1 players play for a while. I would think.
All right. Once again, Beaver Falls tight up to the line of scrimmage, 1 wide receiver out to the right, and an inside handoff once again, able to pick up just 1 yard on the play. Blackhawk able to crunch down and stop that play. Now we're looking at a 4th and 2 for Beaver Falls from their own 48-yard line.
Yeah,
and Caden Brickner coming in. He's not only a quarterback, he's also the punter and can easily pooch it from the shotgun position.
Yeah, and he's a good runner, too. So basically, Beaver Falls is trying to get from the 48 to the midfield. The chain is right on the stripe. It'll be really easy to sight.
Yeah, it looks as though, he's going back. He's in the pooch kick position. A little bit of a rugby run to the right. Squibs it across the ground. Rolling down to the 30-yard line is where ultimately Mike Blackshear will go ahead and down it, and Blackhawk will take possession of the ball with 4:22 left to go.
Your
in
man's
the
out
third
on the
quarter.
field, too.
And there he is, Mr. Red Hat, saying that we ought to stop play for a little while.
It's a good gig, and he's keeping things under control, no question.
He's going to do all he can out there, slowing things up. We'll be back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County Radio.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Attorney Larry Kelly.
At Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, we have a culture. And that culture is that we're not going to get out-lawyered. We're going to make sure that we know the law as well as anybody. You don't even have an idea what facts are important until you know the law. Once we identify the law, we know what facts will determine the outcome of this case, and then we go out and investigate those facts to make sure that we have a factual pattern that is supported by the law that could lead to a successful outcome for our clients.
For your initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
We are back. I'm Mangino. Bruce Fry is with me, and also Mike Azabian on the sideline, and we will check in with him in a moment. Looks as though the referees are about to get this game started once again. The red hat guy gives his hand roll motion, and we're back at it. Blackhawk set up in a wide formation, 4 wide. Stephen Canale back to pass, throws it over to the right, and just not on the same page with his wide receivers. Incomplete pass, bringing up a third down.
Yeah, no question about it. Again, Blackhawks trying to spread things out. Beaver Falls has a lot of speed on the perimeter, and openings in the passing game have been tough for the Cougars to find.
Blackhawk now 2nd and 10 from their own 30-yard line. They're set up once again in that tight formation that they have had the most success in tonight. 3 running backs across the top. They're able to do a lot of misdirection. Handoff to Watson Trent once again over the right-hand side. And a lot of work. You just can't bring this guy down. He is working really hard in order to get every single yard he can. He is not ready to give up on this game.
No, but that typifies Blackhawk in general. They're not yielding anything. So, I mean, they're playing as hard as they can against Beaver Falls.
Blackhawk taking their time, huddling up, coming out of the huddle. 20 seconds left to go on the play clock. Once again, set up in that tight formation. 3 running backs across the top. Misdirection, toss sweep to Watson Trent over the right-hand side. And he is close.
Yes.
To the first down. Close.
Yeah. Unofficially, we believe short. I think we agree on that.
I think we do.
Because, again, the 40-yard line is the real estate in question. And anytime you're trying to get to a yard line, it's pretty easy to spot from the side here.
Yes.
And the pigskin is, I would say that's a legitimate 1 yard short.
And they are huddling up as though they are going to go for this, and why not, right?
Well, they did run that sneak successfully the one time, you'll recall.
Yes, they did. Yes,
Under
they did.
3 minutes to play, third period.
Canale under center. He looks as though he's going to run that sneak one more time. And it looks as though the far line judge is giving him the distance, giving him the pointed finger. They're moving the chains, 1st and 10 for Blackhawk.
And what they were able to do for one of the few times tonight is push back McCoy and the defensive line of Blackhawk, Beaver Falls. Maybe not even push back, as long as you stand them up and then fall forward. But that, Mangino, you asked at the half, what can Blackhawk do to get back into it mentally? Well, that's right. Things like that'll look good in their film session, is picking up the first down.
Yeah, and he's really big and powerful, 6'3", 190 to be able to get that quarterback sneak to pick up the 1.5 yards, almost 2 yards that he needed. He's now in the shotgun, 1 to the right, 2 to the left. A little bit of a juggled snap, hands it off to, once again, to Watson Trent, and just not able to get a whole lot going at first, and then found a crease.
Right. That was actually a brilliant run. That's something that'll look good for the Cougars on film. Again, they're trailing 28-0 if you just joined us. Under 2 minutes to play in the third period here at Reeves in the battle of 1-5-0-1-0. But Watson Trent was met in his own backfield. I'm going to say that he broke 3 tackles at least on that run.
He is running so hard tonight. Absolutely doing the very best that he can. No give up in this young man. Canale back in the shotgun. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes the inside handoff. Keeps it himself. Runs up to the middle off to the right-hand side and is able to get the first down yardage. He's all the way in to Beaver Falls territory. First and 10 from the 44, far side of the field.
Yeah, that play is actually what one would expect on Saturdays here at Reeves from the triple option attack of Geneva College, where the quarterback takes it, suggests perhaps a pitch out, but then bursts off tackle and picks up good yardage.
Yeah, this formation is working really well for them. It seems as though it's the only thing that's keeping Beaver Falls defense a little hesitant. They're trying to figure things out first before they make their moves. Once again, all bunched up, and a handoff by Canale, and wonderful, great penetration once again.
Look, we're on Facebook, so we can say, look in the backfield right by the end of the G in Geneva. It's number 63 again, busting things up. Samari McCoy, 6'2", 265. He's a senior, and he has been disruptive. He remains my candidate for CCBC Player of the Game for BF.
He was there almost at the handoff. He was able to get back into that backfield so quickly.
From his left defensive tackle spot.
Blackhawk taking the snap. Canale, fake handoff, rolls to the right, passes to the left, and just beyond the outstretched hands of Sam Stewart, not able to bring that pass in.
Right, I thought it hit his hands. You could say that it was high, but it did hit his hands. It does fall incomplete, and now Blackhawks in the position of 3rd and long again, trying to figure out what to do. We've talked about them working it to the short side of the field from the 1 hash mark, but in this situation, the ball is right in the center of the field at the 45-yard line, but they got to get to the 34 of the Tigers.
Yeah, you got to think you got to pick up at least 5 yards here to make a 4th down play reasonable to go for it on 4th. But here we go. 3 wide to the right. What are you seeing?
Heckathorn being guarded by McKelvey. Let's see if they try to complete it.
Canale back deep to pass, throws it over the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted by number 11, Meach Taylor. Just playing center field on that play, was able to cut right in front of the thrown ball by Stephen Canale and then bring it back for a wonderful play.
Yeah, and again, center field's the term that commentators use in that situation because Taylor just dropped back defensively and the ball did come to him. Heckathorn was running a route deep. He was heading for the flag down in the corner, so they went and they went for the pass underneath. Beaver Falls adequately diagnosed it and came up with a pick.
Yeah, it looked as though their defense was really close to that center of the field, and they didn't take the bait of double teaming Heckathorn as he was running up that right side. So now Beaver Falls, 1st and 10 with 11.9 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. They're on their own 38-yard line, far hash mark, 2 wide left, 2 wide right, and one player coming in motion, and Petey Pugh fakes the pitch, keeps it himself, runs off to the right-hand side, and picks up 1, maybe 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, one would imagine that'll end this 3rd period of play with BF in commanding position.
Before we take a timeout, let's go check in with Mike Azadian on the sideline. Mike, what's the latest from there?
Well, a couple of things. First thing is, Red Hat guy, his name is Luke. He's from Robinson. He says, no, you cannot have his job, Bruce.
I'm envious. Yeah, good luck to Luke. He's a good guy. He's doing the right thing.
Second thing is, Beaver Falls, these guys, they want the shutout, no doubt about it. Third thing is, Azadian, Fry, Mangino. When I hear Mangino, I'm thinking boy band or something up there. I don't know what's going on with this guy. I just figured I'd throw that in there because I figured Bruce would before me.
But Mike, on your when you're over on the Blackhawk sideline, what's it like over there? It's got to be an unusual situation the way the whole coaching changed.
Early in the beginning of the game, they're all fired up. Everybody's fired up, but then once they started making mistakes, you can just see the energy come out of the crowd and the kids. But the kids are still working and playing hard, and they're still coaching them up hard. So they haven't given up, but you can just see that the mood of the team has gone down, being down. But in this second half, they have played tough. They haven't given up anything, and they've played a lot better than they have the first half. The mistakes, they've stopped the mistakes.
They sure have. Mike, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Let's check in with the Fire Transportation Update Desk. And
yes,
what do you have,
obviously
Bruce?
here at the end of 3, Beaver Falls continues to lead the Blackhawk Cougars 28-0. A tight one in Austintown. Austintown Fitch 27, Central Valley 20. That's a great game. Highlands pulling away from Ambridge 33-8. Quaker Valley last led Freedom 7-6. Laurel has moved out on New Brighton 30-6. And the biggest flip-flop we've seen all night is Moon took a 14-0 deficit and has scored 17 straight to lead West Allegheny 17-14. Olsh over Shenango 26-3. We'll have Shenango on Beaver County Radio Saturday, September 2nd at Western Beaver. And Hopewell has scored on Southside to trim it to 14-7 here on the Fry Transportation Center Instant Update Desk.
And we will have more on the Electric Garage Doors postgame show, where we will have the CCBC Player of the Game. And after that, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. And once again, 28-0. We're now into the fourth quarter. Beaver Falls with a commanding lead in this game. And now they're just... It seems, coaches, Bruce, is that they're really going deep into the playbook, trying to just experiment with just about anything and everything.
Well, there's two sides to the coin, though, Mangino. It is nice to try all these plays, but you're also trying to hide a bunch, too, so that your section rivals who have scouts planted here or go on that online service huddle, you also try to not show every page of your playbook.
It's an interesting point, and I think you're absolutely right about that. But then you also want to be able to try different things in real game situations. We'll continue to see what they ultimately call. Beaver Falls now, once again, second and a long 8. Snap back and a quarterback draw right up the middle. And once again, P.D. Pugh with the ball, calling his own number and doing a really impressive job. It was a fake out to the left and decided to keep it himself and was able to pick up great yardage now, third and a very manageable 2.
Yeah, oh yeah, no question about it, and that's part of what's going on here. He is just trying to manage the game, take some snaps, get some experience. It's all good for them now with that 28-point lead.
Blackhawk now. Back in formation, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And they have one player up close, one running back up close to the line of scrimmage. Looks as though it's going to be another quarterback draw. This time, though, Blackhawk able to sniff that out, make the moves necessary, get into the backfield, and force what looks to be a 2, maybe 3-yard loss.
Yeah, and again, that's one of their better defenses for the situation. And it goes back to Mike's point as Blackhawk continues to play valiantly. You know, the funny thing is, in football, if you've been around long enough, they got a time of possession statistic, which I diligently keep. But I'm not so sure how valuable it is tonight. Blackhawk has the advantage, 18:03 to 17:57. If you walked into this stadium after 3 quarters, you'd find it hard to believe that Blackhawk had the football longer than BF, but that's the situation.
Beaver Falls deciding that the best thing to do at this point is just go ahead and punt the ball away.
Right, this is their first non-pooch punt also.
And now we have a penalty on the play. Referee calling delay of game on Beaver Falls, pushing them back 5 yards, making it a
Tony.
4th and 8.
I believe that Tony is going to be the punter, and I also believe that in practice, Deshaun Anderson was the long snapper, and it looks like that he is, as we see number 25 getting ready to perch over the football. So how many days of the week do you get to see your starting quarterback as the long snapper? That's what we have tonight here at BF.
That is a very interesting observation that it is the starting quarterback that does it. And what a great long snapper he is, too. Ball back there in a hurry. Kick away. It hit the ground and has been rolling now a good 15, 20 yards. Beaver Falls downing it all the way down to Blackhawks.
Pending the result of the penalty at the line of scrimmage. So we'll see what that's all about.
Good eye. Good eye on that. It looks as though the referees are staying down here and they're not moving everybody back. So maybe
for now, we'll see how it goes. But in any event, Again, our score 28-0 here on Beaver County Radio in the season lid lifter.
CCBC Player of the Game. We'll be announcing that coming up in about 10 minutes and 18 seconds in playtime as we are trying to figure out what the referees are ultimately going to call here. It's an interesting situation because we got a couple of referees up here around the 45 and the 50, and then we have a couple of referees that are down by the 10.
Right, but as long
and then
as
you have the Blackhawk team all down by the 10, and Beaver Falls team is up around the 45 and the 50.
But as long as that flag's at the 35, that's where the players are ultimately going to wind up.
Okay. Did we get any kind of – here comes the signal. Holding offense. They're backing them up 10 more yards.
So
and they'll do it again.
The great punt by Tony will have to be attempted again.
Yes, it will. Blackhawk kind of thankful that this situation has come up because they're going to have potentially a remarkable switch and flip, if you will, in field goal position. Their deep guy to receive the punt is number 17, and he's standing at the 45-yard line.
That punt was down in the soccer box down there, which means 8-yard line or in, right around there.
Yes. The punt is away. Once again, it hits the ground and starts to roll, but it is a good 33 yards closer to the midfield stripe than it was just a moment ago. Beaver Falls downing that punt, and now it's going to be Blackhawk with the ball, 1st and 10, just outside their own 41-yard line. And if you're used to coming to seeing games here at Geneva, it's just outside the G. I want to thank you all for listening on 1230 WBVP, 1460 MBA. Also watching on Facebook. I got a report that's pretty good viewership on Facebook. Also, you can watch it on YouTube as well. Appreciate you all tuning in and listening to this game, Beaver Falls over Blackhawk.
What scares me is you can get this anywhere in the world.
That's true.
That's quite a thought.
I wonder if anybody's up like at 4 o'clock in the morning tuning in from
I think in Juneau,
somewhere.
Alaska, listenership's high. There's a Blackhawk Cougar restaurant out there, I think.
Okay. Stephen Canale.
Heckathorn's open.
Yes, he is, and he caught the pass down the left-hand side in between two defenders. What a catch. Great run afterwards. Now it's 1st and goal.
Heckathorn's down after a 49-yard reception. Maybe Mike Azadian can sprint down there and see what's up.
I don't think he's sprinting. He's not sprinting.
But
he'll find out, though.
Heckathorn is up on his – no, Heckathorn is still down. You know, Heckathorn, again, well, this is what we talked about all night. He has a 10-inch height advantage over McKelvey.
Yes.
Blackhawk finally got the football up in the air for him to be in the receiving end of it. He caught the ball and went down the sidelines with McKelvey and Pugh in pursuit. But when he falls to the turf at about the 6-yard line, that's where he went down, and that's where he remains.
And the training staff is working on his left calf. So that gives every indication that it's just a cramp that he's dealing with, and they'll take care of that.
Yeah, his brother Ryan, again, is a wide receiver. I believe he's a junior this year for Grove City. Had a monster game against Geneva at Grove City a year ago, and I'm sure he'll be eager for the return game for Grove City at Geneva here at Reeves. I believe that's in October.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's a 3 o'clock game, homecoming for Geneva. But in any event, Tyler Heckathorn with the reception, but as you like to note, Mangino, he is walking back towards the bench.
Give the guy a couple of mustard packets, and he'll be back in no time. Blackhawk up tight, 3 running backs in the backfield. Handoff over the left-hand side to number 1, Sam Stewart with the call over the left-hand side, able to pick up some real nice yardage, 4, almost 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, and this is the game within the game. Again, Mangino, you asked at halftime, what can Blackhawk do to gain some momentum, to get some positive vibes out of this game? Well, this is one of them. They've played Beaver Falls head-to-head in the third period, and if they could push one in here, it would be a big lift for them.
It would be huge. I mean, right now it's zeros. Nobody scored in the second half. This is a huge win for Blackhawk considering they gave a 28 in the first. Canale takes a snap from the shotgun position, fakes the inside handoff, rolls to the right, throws the pass. Did he catch it?
I would think
Did
not.
he catch it?
No.
No.
He wouldn't be pounding the turf if he caught it. So
wow.
again, it was a wide out. Who doubles is the punter, which is Pritchard, also a defensive back. But the bottom line is, and it was a good play. It was a flood right. The idea is, what do they call that pass run option? But the idea, Canale had his choices. He chose to pass it, and it just falls to the turf.
Yes. Once again, Blackhawk in that tight formation, 3 running backs across the top. A lot of misdirection. They're able to run from this, and they just did with a handoff to the right-hand side. However, Beaver Falls right there once again, led by the man, number 63, Samari McCoy.
Yeah, he was out there, but certainly he had help at the line of scrimmage, and that would be that's a long way to look. But to me, it's Malachi West, a defense, wearing jersey 64, a defensive lineman, because he is the left defensive tackle on the right side as Blackhawk sees it. He is the one who helped McCoy blow that play up.
3-year starter. They're so deep at Beaver Falls.
The game
this is big.
Game.
This is big. 4th down. Blackhawk stacked up. Fake handoff. Roll to the right. Still rolling. Chase down. Looking for somebody to throw it to. Into the end zone. Out of the end zone. Incomplete pass.
But do we have a personal foul on McCoy? That's the question. McCoy got to the quarterback right when it was thrown. Are they going to legislate personal foul? Let's see if that's a call.
Considering how far back off the line of scrimmage, that flag is sitting at the 24.5-yard line. Here comes the call from the referee. Personal foul, roughing the passers, the call from Thomas Wasco.
Oh, you can see it clear as day. There was totally no question about it. That's why the flag was back at the 25, because that is how far they chased Canale out of the pocket. So they're going to try it all over again, but this time it's from the 2 instead of the 4. Now, do you try to power it in here, too? They have almost a full house backfield here.
2 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. He's set deep. Runs it off to the left side, quarterback keeper, touchdown, Blackhawk, and that was Alex Pritchard taking the snap from the shotgun position.
The so-called Wildcat formation. And appropriate enough, the Wildcat results in points for the Cougars playing against the Tigers. So Cats are wild here tonight at Reeves.
And now it's about what to do on this conversion here. Do you go for 2 or do you kick the 1?
Well, it's the same thing. What do you want to practice? They have a conventional kicker ready, though. I think that Wisner's the place kicker also. Although, no, I take that back. It's going to be Joseph Simon is going to be the kicker.
A left-footed kicker.
Yeah, wearing jersey 46. He is going to kick. Unless that's Will Brown, I'm having a hard time spot that.
I think that is.
I believe that that's 40. I believe that's 49. Will Brown. But
and
the kick is up.
And it's good. What a wonderful kick. End over end, right through the middle of the uprights, on the board, touchdown conversion. And now Blackhawk. You talk about a team that was looking for something to come out of a win here after trailing 28-0 at halftime. Now able to trim it down to 28-7. We'll come back with more Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
We are back. Beaver Falls 28, Blackhawks 7, 8:25 to go in the 4th quarter. Mike Azadian on the sidelines. Mike, what was it like from field level to watch that touchdown?
I tell you what, they powered it right in. And I got to say, I'm very impressed with Blackhawk in this second half. They haven't given much on defense, and they've played better on offense. So, hey, in all likelihood, they lose this game, but they played pretty well. A nice pass to get them down there. personal foul call, and then they just rubbed it right in quickly while we have a few minutes. I talked to a couple of the referees here. Now, most of the staff is fairly older. I talked to them and I said, how much longer are you guys going to go? And they said a couple of years. They do not have any younger guys. If you're listening and you want to be a referee, they have openings. They need people. There's a lot of older guys getting ready to retire, guys.
Mike, the other thing that the PIAA did in the last year is they lowered the eligibility level for officials from 21 to 18 also.
Yes, sir.
To try.
They did. I know.
Yeah, Dr. Lombardi reports that that's brought an upswing, but you're right. There's still not enough.
I think you should try, Bruce. I think you'd be a good official.
I like it right where it is right here. This is great.
Yeah, you can't get hurt up here.
You've got stamina.
You can get hurt down there. Blackhawk kicking it off to the deep man, taking the ball at the 21, 22-yard line, breaking it over to the right. Great downfield pursuit by number 12 for Blackhawk.
Yeah, the
did a
touchdown
fantastic
guy.
job. Alex Pritchard. It's pretty good when you can score the touchdown and then make the tackle on the very next play.
Yeah, and I didn't get a real good look, too, but I also think he might have been the holder on the extra point attempt, too. But in any event, it was good coverage. Again, the way to handle Blackshear is to get to him before he starts, and that's what the Blackhawk Cougars were able to do.
Coming up after the game, we will have the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. We will be interviewing the winning coach and announcing the CCBC players of the game coming up. Beaver Falls, first in 10, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, shotgun formation, 1 running back inside handoff to number 3 for Beaver Falls, and that was the Italian Buford able to pick up what looks like 3 yards on the play right up the middle.
Yeah, and again, Anderson's back at quarterback, so let's see. I believe that he hasn't really taken too many snaps for BF in this second half as they try to get Pugh in the game, but now Anderson is back in the contest at quarterback.
He is, and it looks as though they're going to want to see if they can come up with something in this second half. After scoring 28 in the first, they have been blank so far in this second half. Now, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 wide receiver coming in motion. He is back to pass, throwing it deep down the right, left-hand side, and in and out of the hands of P.D. Pugh, just so close to being able to make that catch. Beautiful pass by Anderson.
Oh, yeah, no, Anderson threw it well. Again, this is the kind of thing that Beaver Falls, you try it, you realize it comes close to a completion. Ryan Campbell was on the defensive end for Blackhawk, but quite simply the ball hit Pugh in the hands. He did not pull it in, and it winds up an incompletion.
Beaver Falls now, 3rd and what looks to be about 6, maybe 7 yards to go here. Maybe we'll call it 7. In this 3rd down play, they're up tight. Anderson looking at his wristband, figuring out what the play is going to be, getting ready to make the call. Man in motion, fake handoff to the man in motion, runs it over the left-hand side. So successful in the pass on that left-hand side. Not this time. Blackhawk able to sniff it out and hold them to no gain.
Yeah, no question about it. And again, Blackhawk playing with heart, but it's like any – no matter what level of the sport, Mangino, when the offense scores a touchdown, it just picks up the defense.
It sure does. And now it's a 4th down play. Beaver Falls in a situation in this half that they were not used to in the first half. First half, they were moving the ball all over the place at will, scoring points left and right. And now the second half, it seems as though Blackhawk, whatever it was that Coach Feely told them at halftime, really motivated them and brought them out. And they're able to hold Beaver Falls now to, it was a pooch punt, rolling down the middle of the field to the 30, down at the 28-yard line. And now Blackhawk taking the ball once again, hoping to turn things around.
Yeah, Caden Brickner with the pooch punt. If you ever see him with his helmet off, to me, he looks exactly like Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not quite as tall, but has the same face and hair expressions. He comes up with the pooch punt, and that seems like something that Beaver Falls is going to employ all season long.
Yes. All right, Blackhawk coming out. 6:36 left to go in the game, trailing 28-7. It's 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. 3 wideouts. Canale takes a snap, fakes the inside handoff, throws it down the center, and it looks as though it's an incomplete pass. So close to an interception. So close to an interception, but not able to make it.
I got news for you. That was literally one-on-one matchup. That was if you're ever going to see a one-on-one play, that was it. Because Sam Stewart defending is number 1 for Blackhawk, and the intended receiver, Petey Pugh, is number 1 for Beaver Falls. To me, that's a one-on-one matchup.
Yeah, just a little bit of reverse. Petey Pugh was on defense.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's the other way around. My apologies.
No, that's okay.
Yeah,
the one-on-one analogy was fantastic. Canale with the snap, tosses it over to the left to Watson Trent, and he goes nowhere. Beaver Falls able to string that out. Maybe a pickup of a half a yard, maybe.
Did you notice just a little bit of a bobble on receiving the pitch, too?
Yes.
So that can slow you up just a hair, which a hair is enough for BF to come up and make a play.
That's right. That's right. All it takes is a couple of half of the seconds, quarter seconds is all that it takes for the defense to be able to make the reads and be able to find those creases to be able to get through. Blackhawk now in a critical third down play. It's 3rd and 8 from their own 30. They want to keep this drive alive, continue to build off the momentum they've had since halftime. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Now they flip them over back this way. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. And it looks as though there's a timeout now that's been called by the Blackhawk Cougars. All that confusion. Just you're better off calling timeout and kind of resetting things instead of running the risk of having a delay of game penalty.
Particularly when there's 5:38 in the game and you have 2 timeouts. So they're down to 1, and we're going to take a break, it looks like, here on Beaver County Radio.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
And we are back. 5:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Beaver Falls 28, Blackhawks 7. And the second half has been so competitive, so close, and Blackhawk actually winning the second half, outscoring Beaver Falls 7-0. Now, Stephen Canale back, and we just got another
I thought
penalty.
the Cougars moved. I thought the Cougs moved. I thought it was the left side of their line that jumped.
Okay. Yep, illegal motion against Blackhawk, though. We'll set them back 5 yards and reset this thing. Mike Azadi on the sideline. Mike, we need to come up with a couple of players for the game. Anybody coming up and topping your mind?
Well, Bruce's idea early in the game of the lineman from Beaver Falls, I thought, is pretty good so far. Samari McCoy's played well. Back to you guys with the play.
And a deep pass down the left-hand side, incomplete. It was a deep one, but just out beyond the outstretched arms and a little bit outside the field of play as well. Mike, let me break it down to you again.
Also, it's really tough to tell for Blackhawk. They didn't play well in the first half. I think the quarterback, Canale's played pretty well in the second half. I don't know stats right now, but I would imagine the receiver from Blackhawk with that big catch is probably the big stat leader right now.
There you go. Once again, Mike Azadian on the sideline. Blackhawk now, 4th down and about 13, deciding to go ahead and punt. And they get it off. Oh, that was close. Almost blocked. And it hit the ground, spun, and rolled down the sideline. It's now been called out of bounds at the Beaver Falls 45. And Bruce, from earlier in the game where Blackhawk was having trouble with the long snaps, ever since that long snap that went over the head of the punter, whatever they did, they seem to have fixed that.
And not only that, I did not really have my glasses on to check the number of the center, the long snapper, if that might have changed. So I don't really want to comment on that. But yeah, Blackhawk has done much better in that aspect of the game. That's a week 0 type of correction that teams make from time to time.
Absolutely amazing. When you look at what Blackhawk has done in this second half, it seems as though they've completely reset the table and have really shown themselves that they are not quitters. They're valiant young men. They're courageous, and they're here to play, and they're doing the very best that they can. Beaver Falls now, swing pass over to the left-hand side. Pass complete to Bricks Rawl, and able to pick up just 1 yard on the play.
That's the first pass attempt we've seen from Brickner tonight. So he comes in for one more look at quarterback for the BF Tigers.
Brickner hasn't played all that much at quarterback tonight. A couple of different plays, but now it seems as though he's getting this series for himself. He's staying in for this play as well. Beaver Falls, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. One running back in the backfield with Brickner. That is Bricks Rawl. He's taking the snap. Inside handoff to Rawl. Rawl just running so strong, breaking a tackle, another tackle, finally a third person, and able to pick up great yardage on the play.
Yeah, he's
nearly
near
9, almost 10 yards.
Yeah, let's see if they make the sticks or not. To me, it's a first down Beaver Falls because the nose is over the 45-yard line in Blackhawk territory.
And the chains, they are moving, and now it's Blackhawk with needing to defend their own territory. They're on their own 45-yard line as they're trying to keep Beaver Falls from being able to score. And what a moral victory for Blackhawk to be able to keep them out of the end zone. Beaver Falls, though, set up once again. Caden Brickner set up in the quarterback position, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. And Buford out in the right flat, catches the pass, dodges and weaves, makes a couple of guys miss, and then picks up 8, almost 9 yards on that play.
Yeah, he's very near the sticks on the far sideline also, but it was a great inside-out move. He faked inside with 2 feet, got the defenders to bite, then shot to the outside. That's where he picked up the yardage.
It really seems to be different for this Beaver Falls offense in this possession so far. Moving the ball very well, moving the chains quickly. They're now looking at a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and Brickner's showing a lot of poise for a young passer.
He sure is. All right, 2nd and 1 from the Blackhawk 36. Wide receivers 2 each side. Running back to his left, takes the handoff, goes back, and then tries to ease his way upwards, and then ultimately Blackhawks defense just collapsing on him.
Yeah, the net result is effectively no gain, perhaps a loss of a foot or so to make it third and 5 feet, a little bit less than 2 yards.
Beaver Falls looking at this play with 3 minutes left to go, running clock. Brickner assessing the defense. Wide receivers set. Buford moving from his left to his right. Takes a snap, looks back, quarterback draw, runs it up the right-hand side, and comes up short. We're setting up a 4th and 1, and it looks to be a pretty decent 1 yard to be able to gain.
Yeah.
And now it's about what do you do?
Oh, I think you're winning 28-7 at home. You're letting Brickner experience what it's like. But here, to me, the bottom line is seeing number 3 and number 5 and Anderson. Now that is a backfield. Anderson, Buford, and Bricks Rawl. Now that poses questions for the defense.
Yeah, where do we even go with this?
To see that full house backfield.
That is an impressive backfield. They're set up now, and the snap. And a run over the left-hand side, and a first down yardage all the way down to the 31-yard line. Yeah. And it looks as though that was Buford once again. It was.
Yeah, it is. And it looks like Beaver Falls is going to elect to use one of their timeouts.
So when they're with calling timeout on this play, minute 54 left to go in the game. And let me go on to Mike Azadian. Mike, from your experience in looking at these games and covering these teams, what do you think the thought process is in calling timeout with 1:54 left to go?
Well, you haven't played great in the second half. You've got the timeouts to use. It's learning experiences. Most coaches that are good coaches that are worth their salt, and Bruce will agree to this, I think, is you use every opportunity you can to coach. And they weren't seeing things they liked. And it was kind of quiet on the sidelines here for a while. Mm-hmm. And I think the team kind of thought they had this game won. And then Blackhawk played a lot better. So the coaches, you can tell, they want to make sure these kids know that you have to play through to 0-0-0 on the clock.
Yeah, I can definitely see why he would decide to go that direction. I can also see where there's a bit of respect that is shown to your crosstown rival, if you will, that you share the zip code with, and say, you know what, guys, listen, we're walking out of this thing with a win. We had to take a couple of knees and wrap this thing up. We'll see ultimately what Coach Nardone does. I'm interested in hearing.
He might.
I'm interested in finding out what he says when you interview him after the game.
Yep.
And they were also looking for the CCBC players of the game. And Bruce likes number 12 for Blackhawk, and that is A.J. Pritchard scoring on that touchdown and that big tackle on the ensuing kickoff. And number 63, Samari McCoy. And considering what Pritchard was able to do on that touchdown and the way McCoy has played, I can understand why McCoy would be the guy. Deshaun Sims has also played pretty fantastic tonight, too. All right, here we go. Minute 54 left to go in the game. 28-7. Blackhawk, after calling timeout, Coach Nardone calling timeout after getting that first down yardage, and now it's about trying to figure out what they are ultimately going to do here. They get up to the line of scrimmage. No huddle necessary at this point. And it looks as though, I can't tell, is that Deshaun Anderson at quarterback? No, it is not. It's actually a brand new player at quarterback. Number 12, Kenny Jewell, is playing quarterback, giving him some time. Handed the ball off to number 15, Sincere Freeman. The twos definitely coming in for their opportunity to play. The only problem was that after he was running, he fumbled the ball, fumbled it forward. However, was able to get the first down after the recovery. Mike, did you see that play?
Yes, I did. It looks like he dropped the ball on his way down, but he fell on it and held on to it. From my point of view, nice tackle by Blackhawk. He's in for a touchdown.
Yeah. All right, Beaver Falls bringing in the twos, wanting to give them some opportunities here. Once again, Kenny Jewell is in the shotgun. Two wide receivers out to the right, one coming over in motion. Inside handoff to the receiver in motion. Picks up maybe 1-2 yards on the play. Great defensive move by Blackhawk to be able to bring that down. Looks as though Blackhawk has decided to go ahead and bring their twos in as well. And now we have another timeout that has been taken. Beaver Falls calling another timeout. Coming up in just a little bit, we will have the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. We will be announcing the CCBC players of the game, and then we will also then have Falcone's Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. Bruce Fry will be hosting that right after we wrap things up here from Geneva College and Reese Field, where Beaver Falls just looking to play out the rest of this game with 1:12 left to go, 28-7 over Blackhawk. And Mike, you were talking before when that first timeout was being called that this is really about trying to maximize players, and it wasn't about the first team. It was about giving the second teamers a chance to come out here and play a bit tonight.
Yeah, exactly. These kids work hard, and you've got to find out sometime when a guy goes down, who can you replace him with? And sometimes these are the only chances kids get to shine besides practice. So if a kid can perform here in a game in late game conditions, he might be elevated in the future.
Kenny Jewell, once again, still in the quarterback position. Wide receivers split wide, 4 wide, 2 to a side. Running back on his right-hand side, decides to keep the ball himself, following his back through the hole, able to pick up what looks to be 5, maybe 6, potentially 7 yards on the play. Very nice run, very nice by Kenny Jewell on the quarterback keeper. 55 seconds left to go in the game on a running clock. Beaver Falls 28, Blackhawk 7. Beaver Falls lining up, coming out of the huddle, and they decided to go with that very similar formation. They've run this a lot tonight, 4 wide, doing their best to spread out the defense and then hoping to make the interior of the defense a little weaker as they're trying to play that outside as well. Once again, Kenny Jewell in at quarterback, and he decided to just take a knee on that play, tosses the football over to the referee, and then the clock is going to wind down now with a change of possession. Seconds left, and we now, in 15 seconds, can officially declare Beaver Falls victorious 28-7 over Blackhawk. Mike Azadian on the sideline. Mike, are you able to get Coach Nardone? I mean,
as soon as he gets to the line, I'm going to follow him.
Okay.
And I'll get him as they're going to shake hands. I'll get him as soon as he's done.
Very good. Okay, I tell you what, because of that, how about if we take 30 seconds?
Go ahead.
We'll come back with more from Geneva College. Beaver Falls victorious over Blackhawk 28-7. Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
For all your home appliance and furnishings, shop AK Nahas on Labor Day. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., get big savings throughout our showroom. Sleep better on a dual-sided queen mattress and firmer plush for only $650. Get an 18-cubic-foot refrigerator for $629. Conquer pet hair like a pro with Maytag Pet Pro washer or dryer, removing 5 times more pet hair, just $7.99 each. Take an extra 15% off all furniture. No one sells less on Labor Day. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. AK Nahas appliance, furniture, mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
Let's go down to the field. Mike Azadian with the winning coach, Coach Nardone.
Coach, happy with the offense in the first half, happy with the defense in the first half. You guys played really good in that first half. Second half, they didn't give up. They played tough, and they gave you guys a game.
Yeah, you expect that out of Blackhawk. They're a tough team. They're a well-coached team. And like we said, this is a big rivalry, so you knew they were going to give us their best shot. Doesn't matter what the score is.
Good test for week 0. Obviously, you don't want a cupcake, but it prepares you for the upcoming schedule.
Absolutely. We're going to play tough teams these first 3 games, so Blackhawk's a great way to start it off. You know they're going to be a good team.
Couple quick ones. What are you happiest with this team today?
The way, like you said, the way we came out in the first half, we played really sound, disciplined football. I think we got a little tired in the second half. We got to work our conditioning for sure.
What do you want to work on? What's one thing that you think you need to work on this week?
Conditioning.
Okay, Coach, good luck. Thank you. Okay, guys, when they're done talking, I'll try to find McCoy.
Okay, good. Just an absolutely remarkable performance by Samari McCoy for Beaver Falls. He is the CCBC player of the game for Beaver Falls, and it's really difficult not to give the player of the game for Blackhawk to go to Alex Pritchard, number 12, 5'10", 170. He's a senior, and he too is a multi-sport athlete, plays on Blackhawk baseball, and he's also the backup kicker for the Blackhawk. Scored a touchdown and then made that big tackle, a very impressive open field tackle on the ensuing kickoff. So Alex Pritchard, the man for the Blackhawk Cougars. We'll take a little break. We'll come back more with Mike Azadian from the field as he wastes the opportunity to talk to Samari McCoy, defensive CCBC player of the game here. Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
If you're looking to rid yourself of that unsightly, unwanted junk vehicle sitting on your property, call the experts at Plasmire Towing. They'll pay you in cash and will often pick up that vehicle the same day. Plasmire Towing, a full-service towing company in Elwood City, offers safe and reliable towing services for your vehicle in the local area, plus a selection of salvage vehicles for your car part needs. Plasmire Towing will pay you in cash for your junk, wreck, or unwanted vehicle no matter the condition. Call 724-561-3300. Good luck to the Riverside Panthers on a great season.
For all your home appliance and furnishings, shop AK Nahas on Labor Day. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., get big savings throughout our showroom. Sleep better on a dual-sided queen mattress and firmer plush for only $650. Get an 18-cubic-foot refrigerator for $629. Conquer pet hair like a pro with Maytag Pet Pro washer or dryer, removing 5 times more pet hair, just $7.99 each. Take an extra 15% off all furniture. No one sells less on Labor Day. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. AK Nahas appliance, furniture, mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click BFWater.
You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug-Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
We are broadcasting from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. It's the Electric Garage Doors post-game show, and now it's time to interview the CCBC player of the game, Samari McCoy. He's on the field right now with our own Mike Azadia.
Samari, you played a great game here today. You're our CCBC player of the game, our first of 2023. How's that feel?
Feels good.
So you're a quiet guy, but, boy, on the offensive and defensive line, you create havoc. You pave the way for guys, and you also make some big tackles. What do you like better, hitting guys or tackling guys?
I like defense better, for real, because that's why I like defense. You
like to hit. Okay. Let's talk about your play. A lot of conditioning, a lot of work to get you to this point.
Yeah, we run every day. It's tiring. That's why I can play all 4 quarters, though.
Okay. You said you had a couple of schools looking at you. College football is something definitely in your future?
Yes.
Let's talk about your teammates. You guys played really well in the first half. You guys paved the way for the running backs, the quarterbacks. They played pretty well, and you guys got up on this team pretty easy.
Wait, what you mean?
You guys got up on this team pretty easy because you paved the way for the running backs.
Yeah. It wasn't hard for them. I'm not trying to be cocky or nothing. Okay. But when you got me, Damiano, and Jessman on the line, I feel like we're going to go forward with this team.
So that's the strength of your team, the line.
And Tarek.
Last question. Battle of the Zip 2023 goes to?
Beaver Falls
Tigers. All right, I'll let you go. Thank you, Samari. All right, back up to you, Mangino. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Blackhawks kid. I can try and see if he's over there.
Okay. Yeah, see if you can, but it's understandable that you can't. Alex Pritchard, the CCBC player of the game. You are listening to the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. Once again, Beaver Falls victorious tonight, 28-7 over Blackhawk. More Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio coming up.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
And we are back. The Electric Garage Doors postgame show continues. We now have the CCBC player of the game from Blackhawk with Mike Azadia. Mike?
Hey, thank you. A.J. Pritchard on the sidelines here. A tough loss for you guys. Battle of the Zip. Did not go your way, but you guys played, and I think outplayed them in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of halftime, we came out 0-0, battled back. You know, we tried to make most of it, but yeah, we need to bounce back. Highlands next week, play in the second half like we did. We need to play the first half like we did for the second half, and you know we got to carry that throughout the season.
A lot of mistakes in the first half. Some bad snaps. Offense didn't play well. The line didn't play well. We got bugs on me. Thank you. How about this guy taking the bugs off me? But offense didn't play well. You guys just didn't play well, and they played really well. That combination with the mistakes really cost you guys.
Hey, credits to them. They read our plays. They did their film study. Credits to them. But on the mistake side, those are fixable. So we got to fix the mistakes in practice throughout the week, and yeah.
What's the mood of the team at halftime? What does Coach say to you guys down 28-0?
Coach came in. He encouraged us, told us to keep our heads up. He wasn't worried about the score. He wanted to see the effort. I think in the second half we came out with effort, and I think we proved to a lot of people that we can stay in the game if we all stick together as one family.
All right, well spoken. One of the leaders, A.J. Pritchard. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, there you go. Back to you guys.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Hold tight there for a moment. We'll come back with more coming up in a minute. We'll talk about this game. We'll talk about the game tomorrow where Beaver takes on Western Beaver. And we're going to be getting ready for the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. You are listening to the Electric Garage Doors postgame show. Beaver County football is on Beaver County Radio.
Choose your path at Community College of Beaver County and start learning for real life at a realistic cost. CCBC's 2-year degree programs get you trained and earning a salary in less time and with less debt. Programs in aviation, nursing, education, process technology, criminal justice, and more will prepare you for a real future. You belong here. Apply now or learn more at ccbc.edu. In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
Once again, we're at Geneva College, Beaver Falls 28, Blackhawk 7. You are listening to the Electric Garage Doors postgame show on Beaver County Radio. Coming up in just a matter of moments is the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. They will go over all of the scores, Bruce Fry, and your calls coming up in just a matter of moments. Just about everybody who was playing this weekend played tonight. However, there is one game that is set for tomorrow. It's Beaver area and Western Beaver. Kickoff is set for 12:30. We will have it, and our own Mike Azadian with the call. Mike, what are you looking for in tomorrow's game?
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, you're right. That's the one game tomorrow. The only team that didn't play was Aliquippa. You guys talked about that earlier. But in this game, again, I talked about it early on. It's two brand-new starting quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks for both teams, Western Beaver and Beaver, graduated. Two teams that made the playoffs last year but didn't have playoff success. Western Beaver brings back skill players. Beaver brings back a stronger line. So it should be interesting to see both. Western Beaver, a little bit of a smaller school. But I think with the key thing for Western Beaver is going to be health. Last year they started off really good, but then they had key injuries, and that led to their downfall as they lost, I think, 3 of their last 4 and lost in a playoff game. And Beaver had a couple key injuries as well. And in this level of football, you know, if you don't stay healthy, you're going to have a tough time winning in the playoffs. So that's the key. Which teams stay injury-free and which quarterbacks play better as first-year starters.
Very good. Mike Azadian on the sideline today. Mike, thank you very much for your reporting.
Man. Enjoyed it.
Do appreciate it.
Next week. What do we got next week?
We are looking forward to next week's game. We'll give you details about that coming up in a second. I first want to make sure we get a couple of things mentioned here. CCBC players of the game, Alex Pritchard and Samari McCoy. They are the players of the game, CCBC players of the game. We are wrapping up the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. The Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up in just a moment. Beaver Falls and Blackhawk 28-7 after Beaver Falls went up 28-0 at halftime and looking at being able to go and put in the 35-point rule and the clock that doesn't stop. Blackhawk saying absolutely not. We are not going in that direction. Coming out in the second half, playing really great football, able to win that second half 7-0. And so ultimately, though, Beaver Falls victorious 28-7. For Mike Azadian, Bruce Fry, Curtis Welsh, who's been absolutely fantastic in making all of this happen, I'm Robert Mangino. Thank you very much for listening to Beaver County Football on Beaver County.
Thank you for listening to coverage of 2023 high school football here on Beaver County Radio. Coverage of tonight's broadcast was brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug-Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, A.K. Nahas Furniture Gallery, Tri-County McDonald's, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. And don't forget to check out all the scores and information from this week's game and all games at beavercountyradio.com and on our Facebook page at WBVP-WMBA.